844-737-3733.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. The American League defeated the National League at the Major League Baseball All-Star Game 4-0. Otto Lopez went 1 for 2, and Max Meyer did not enter the game. The Marlins restart the season Friday in Milwaukee against the Brewers. France fell to Spain 2-0. Today at 3, it's Argentina, England for a spot in the World Cup final. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Temperatures near 90 degrees with a slight chance of rain throughout the day. I am Dan Day, and it's time now for the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Well, we say good morning, and man, I am jacked up this morning. I might have had a few drinks last night. I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm ready to go, and we got a big show for you today. We're going to go up to North Carolina and say good morning to Woody. Woody, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, Joe. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Yeah, I had a night with some of the South Florida Chevy folks, and some of them were hanging out last night, having a good time with a couple of the guys, and telling stories and doing the whole thing. Came home and All-Star Game. Wasn't very exciting, but Otto Lopez got one of the hits, and so that was good for him. And now we get ready for the second half of the season. And more importantly, today, the kickoff. Boy, I tell you what, I said yesterday, Woody, this is really the start of football. Canes ACC Media kickoff this morning, and we got all lined up, huh? Mario Cristobal, 7 o'clock. Is that still on?
That's still on, Joe. We're ready to roll up here, man. Coaches roll in yesterday, players and stuff. Yeah, it's all ready to roll here.
You know, the one thing I miss about that thing, being up there, is that those guys come in that. Who?
See Bob.
Yeah, how's old Bob doing, man? I'm glad we got him back. I thought money was going to get in the way. It's so nice to have Big Bob back there, man. I miss that guy. My God. We had stories we got going on families, and boy, I'll tell you what, we sound like the big D's, man, as in dysfunctional families. It was beautiful having him around, man. He's a good guy. You tell him I said hello and everything else. But yeah, so today, the Canes, the big story in the AC. Clearly now, they used to split it with a lot of schools up there, and North Carolina's had their little run in there where they're good, and Clemson dominated for a long time, and FSU has had their good moments. But right now, this thing is about the Miami Hurricanes, and I guess the big one, all the national stories yesterday is they got to win the ACC. It's amazing they still have not won. It is amazing. Woody, you cannot lie. We cannot lie. It's amazing. I don't know how many years they've been in the ACC now, but they've never won it. They were supposed to, like Florida State and Miami, are going to win it every year, and it hasn't worked out.
Yeah, it was funny going back and reading some conference previews and stuff yesterday, and they go, Duke, somehow figured out a way to win the thing last year. You remember how that ended. A very, very strange situation. Obviously, they didn't make the playoff either. Like, very strange.
Would they go like 8-5, but they lost all their games out of schedule, out of conference, but had a really good conference record. And then they beat Virginia of all schools, who at the end of the season in the ACC championship game. So besides that, we're going to get our first chance. It's funny. I was talking to everybody yesterday going, we never hear from Darian Mensah. This is Canes quarterback who everybody's raving about, one of the best in the country. And so he's going to be up there today. Mark Fletcher coming off just an incredible, almost 1,200 yards. What he had, he must have had 500 of those yards in the playoffs. Just incredible. He took his whole game, like a lot of guys on that team, in the playoffs, start with Texas A&M right down to that last game against Indiana. It was just incredible. Big, strong back. He decides to come back. So Fletcher will join us this morning. We'll have him with us. A lot of the veteran guys will be joining us. So it's going to be great, man. I am really looking forward to the whole thing this morning and getting a chance to hear from some of the guys and stuff. So yeah, plenty to talk about with all the guys for sure. And again, we're going to have Mohamed Toure on as well. So Yeah, who coming back and had maybe the play of the playoffs, right, last year? Maybe the best play. I know you're going, wait a sec, Joe. I remember Malachi, and I remember Carson Beck running one in for a winning touchdown, and I remember Fletcher's run. What are you talking about? How about that goal line tackle on second down that Mohamed Torre had against A&M and knocks the ball free and incomplete pass, and the next one gets intercepted, and they win the game.
It's a good call by you on the way. That stand at the end of that game. It gets forgotten because the run was so long.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. And that's exactly why. Because I go, yeah, he had that big hit, and then I was like, what game was that in? And the guy, wow, that was the first playoff game at Texas A&M, of all places, too.
Because you have the iconic play of Beck running into the end zone, right, in the Ohio State game.
Right.
That's the play that kind of gets remembered.
Yes. No, I'm with you on that one. But, yeah, so this will be fun. Mensah, Fletcher, and Torre will join us at different times this morning. I believe in the 8 o'clock hour, and then everything else going on in the craziness of big business college football, as I think everybody's pumped up. Whether you're more of a college football fan or NFL fan, because I know a lot of stuff's coming out right now, but this is going to be fun. Then I just got hit literally walking, and everybody's going, hey, you got any idea? Everybody wants to know what LeBron's doing, man, for good reason. Everybody is. And by the way, Woody, when that does happen, whether it happens this week, some think it's going to happen at the Fanatics 2 days. Their big sporting events up there, and LeBron's going to be up there doing podcasts, and some think he might break it there, right? Do it in New York, big stage, let everybody know what's going on. But we're all curious, man. We're all curious to see. And you know what's funny about this whole thing, Woody? I think you'll agree with me on this one. When you step back, it's all the noise about everybody. The Heat, you don't hear anything with the Heat, and all you hear is, yep, they're in there still. Yeah, they're still one of the finalists. That's all you hear. But you don't hear about, hey, Riley met with, or Spo talked to, or Giannis is having, or Bam was with, all the relationships that he's had through All-Star games or through or playing on as teammates. You don't hear about any of that. Meanwhile, Golden State sends out they send out a statement every day. Oh, Draymond's in Puerto Rico and Steph Curry's up at the tournament, but wanted to talk about his relationship with and all these. It's just, there's a lot of noise out there right now. I'm just really curious to see how this ends, and I hope it ends this week. This would be a good week with everything going on and wrapping up the World Cup to get a little noise and finally find out what LeBron James is going to do, really, to just get down to this thing.
I feel like we're caught in like 10 years ago, Joe, waiting on this guy to finally make his decision here. Like, this is really starting to drag on. To me, Cleveland's been kind of the front runner in this thing the whole way. Like, does he really stick it to them again? Does he make them wait, all this time and kind of stick it to them? They got to feel like they're the favorites, right?
Yes. But it is because they're doing the hometown thing. Oh, the kid that grew up here, it all started in here. Yeah. He's coming home. And if he burns him again, it would be, to me, I'd have a great laugh about it. I really would. I would just be, that would just.
I mean, no way he does that to him again.
A little chuckle out of that.
That'd be crazy.
Oh, can you imagine twice? Oh my God, that would be. Although, Woody, man, why does everybody got an opinion if he goes certain places, then he's I guess being a ring chaser is a bad thing. Yeah, he wants to try to win a championship. We think he's going to a bad team. I don't hear him saying he's going to Milwaukee or Sacramento or any of the really, really struggling teams right now. He's talking about a place that he's going, okay, I think I'll enjoy myself, and I think we can win a lot of games. But I'm not so sure, like ring chasing. If he's ring chasing, I don't know about you, but I know the two places I'd go if it was strictly just about the ring. I'd go to the Western Conference Finals, 2 teams. I don't know about you, Wood, but I take my chances in Oklahoma City or San Antonio. To be honest, nothing against the Knicks, who just had a fantastic run. I don't know if they can do it again, but But if you really, you would go to one of those teams and not worry about, well, we look good on paper, we got enough talent, now it's got to come together, because there's a whole bunch of those teams that think they have a chance, right? That kind of that second tier there. So I don't know what LeBron's going to do, man. I have no idea, but man, some guys have been harsh. Like if you go here, you know, like if he goes to Golden State, so what if he goes to Golden State? I mean, if he does, I'll watch. I'm going to be curious. But I'm what Barkley said. They're a bunch of old guys, and how's that going to go? Probably club to play. They're all frontline guys. It's not like getting a 36 or 37-year-old to come off the bench and give you 20 minutes a night. You're talking about big minutes and being a big part of your offense. On that Golden State team, Jimmy's already hurt. He's the first one, and we used to think Jimmy was pretty durable. And then the rest of them. Look at that whole group. They're always hurt. Steph Curry, how many games is he going to play? What is he, 38, 39? Playing at a high level. But, man, his injuries seem to last a lot longer than they used to. So, anyway, hey, we've got a lot of stuff set up for you today. Matter of fact, the 9 o'clock hour today, we're also going to have Paul Tenorio on. Just came out with his book, The Messi Effect, How the Global Legend Changed the Future of American Soccer. He's also one of the great soccer writers in this country, covering the World Cup. So he's going to join us in 9 o'clock hour, and we'll talk about second part coming up here with Messi, again, Argentina against England. Yesterday, that little love affair we had with France is done, and they got their ass kicked pretty good. I guess they got suffocated is what they're saying. Spain just all over them defensively. Just wouldn't allow them to do anything. And so as pretty as that France team looked and talented and athletic, they get shut out. That's it. Spain, by the way, I think they got damn near shutouts against everybody. One goal they've given up. Is that what it is?
The whole entire World Cup, one goal.
That's amazing. How the hell do you do that? Damn. I know it's soccer.
It's still hard to do for one game, one match, much less a whole tournament.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's all right. So we'll see what happens the second part of this thing, and so besides all that, hey, something else, Woody. I'm not going to have a lot of time to get into it today, and I guess Tyreek sending out stuff about how much he misses Tua and stuff. Right? Did you happen to see any of that stuff?
No, anything that says Tua is blocked from my feed. I'm moving on.
Yeah. So anyway, and Tyreek, you know how much and our time together. Look at, man, I appreciated the 2 years they did. They were fun, and I'm not going to be a big phony and say I didn't enjoy it. It was great. 29 points a game the 1 year, and it was just it was a track meet. It was fun to watch. They did. They had a little something rolling. But at the end of the day, you know what we got from those 4 seasons, those guys together? You know what we got? Real quickly here, and I'm not trying to be mean, just factual.
Yeah, what do we got?
We didn't win a friggin' playoff game. How many did we get to? One playoff game? One playoff game.
Why are you doing this to yourself?
I just so this thing about like we're breaking up the Super Bowl team or something. I've just calmed down a little bit with everybody out there, and I did love the comments. Like, yeah, man, it was great having you guys. We didn't get anything accomplished. It was great, though. It was great.
We got a whole lot of
to watch,
It was fun. The 70, remember that 70 to whatever it was against Denver?
Then Denver turned it on after
We're going to do that to everybody. Yeah. Correct. Heading south. Yeah.
I didn't know you were going to go down this road this morning, but I will tell you the morning show from Atlanta is sitting about 3 feet from me, right across the table. I don't know if you want to talk to them about this Tua situation.
No, man. They
might be excited for all I know. I haven't even gotten a chance to talk to them yet. They might be excited.
So I don't know. Do you think something was wrong with his arm at the end of the year? I'm being serious about the way he's throwing the ball. I don't know.
Something was wrong with something.
They're talking about how great and how he's throwing it and his leadership and all that stuff. And I was like, well, that's good. A lot of people thought he might have checked out late last year. So if he's got his joy back and everything else, and he could have and I'm being dead serious, he might have a good season. care less. But
let me ask these guys across
what they think.
They're excited.
Well, we'll talk to them. We can talk to them, see what they, you get somebody else's guy and right away, what do? They're not going to go to last year. They're going to go to two his really good years and go, we got that guy. And by the way, he towards him, his best game last year was against the Atlanta Falcons. We destroyed the Atlanta Falcons last year. Remember that? And they were favorites, and they were kind of on a roll. I think they just beaten the Bills a few weeks before, and you're like, wow, Atlanta might have a good team, and we pounded them. I mean, that was a party coming home right there, man. That was something else. Hey, Woody,
I feel bad. John Michael's right across from us. He's obviously Kane. And I don't want to do the Tua thing. I feel bad with these guys over here. They might be really excited about it.
No, they should be.
What if I go over there? Hey, we're thrilled, and we're even happy that you guys are footing the bill for it.
That is true. By the way, Woody, I was trying to leave that $50 million out of it, but I guess you can't. Hey, by the way, can we stop on the Bam and Tyler? I don't need to hear any more about what happened during the year. And Tyler was missing games and then came back, and Bam said, man, our offense has been so much fun. And it wasn't Tyler's kind of pick and roll offense that got him shots, and he thought it was a shot. And so that started the relationship heading south. And I was like, okay, we're done. The drama, I got a couple days out of it. I appreciate it. Thank you. But I'm done. And Tyler was getting ready to go back after Bam and kick his ass. And I saw Tyler throw punches. He ain't kicking anybody's ass. I saw him with the gloves on. It's fine. Bam was safe, but let's move on. They are right. Let's move on. Everything will heal. They had 7 good years together. They'll be fine, right? But I don't want to hear anybody else jumping in. I was there and I saw it, and here's what happened, and here's this real story. This thing happened months before. It's okay. It ain't gonna help the Heat right now. I'm looking forward. I'm trying to look forward on all these things we're talking about, some of the drama things, but it's time, right? Bam hasn't said a word. It's done. How hard was the punch? I don't know, but it was enough that Tyler had to be held back. He was going back after Bam. They probably did him a favor that they didn't like let him slip away, because I'm guessing Bam might have ended that real fast. He had the reach, the power, the strength, the size. Could have got up. And it's not a shot. Listen, man, I got nothing. I hope Tyler has a good season in Milwaukee. I do. Be kind of fun to watch. It's gonna. By the way, all of a sudden, Milwaukee and Miami games will be fun to watch. And Giannis going home, and Tyler coming home, and he and Bam, they're going to be watching before, and they're all warming up to see if they look at each other.
But Milwaukee will be largely irrelevant. They're probably going to be one of the worst teams.
Yeah. That's why, to your point yesterday, Woody, or the day before, hey, man, all right, I'm looking around. I might as well get mine. I got one more contract by putting up some big numbers on this bad team.
Tyler Hero will be very close to leading the league in scoring, Joe. He's going to get 50.
Tyler, I don't know about that. I don't know if he's going to be in that category, but I agree with you, Wood. He's going to.
He can get as many shots as he can shoot. As long as he can stay healthy and those arms can put the ball up, he's going to keep shooting.
Good offensive player, man. You're right. Hey, Summer's here, Woody, and we'll be back with you up North Carolina in just a second. But we got to talk about Dr. Barry and his team at Recovery Unplugged, where they got your back. Let's talk about anxiety. Let's talk about depression. It just happens. Years ago, we never talked about these. When you got in a dark place, you just kind of worked out of it or it got worse. But I got to tell you, man, a lot more people, and it's good to hear people talking about their mental health. And if you're off the road, hey, listen, things that kick you off the bucket there a little bit, you know the deal. Divorce can mess you up. Somebody leaves you in your life. You lose your job, something happens in your life, and all of a sudden you're a little down. Well, and now you can't get back out of it. You're in a funk. That's why Recovery Unplugged just helped so many people. Their mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale is a private, comfortable space to heal with music-based care that hits the right note. They accept most major insurance plans. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. Hey, this summer, do yourselves a favor. If you know somebody's going through some pain right now, make sure you tell them about Recovery Unplugged heel out loud.
world of cold beer in my hand. Life is good today.
Life's good today. Welcome back. Good morning to everybody out there. As we got a lot of college football today, man. Pumped up to get a chance to talk to the University of Miami, and some of their best players. Our head coach going to join us, Mario Cristobal, at 7 o'clock this morning as a little kickoff to the football season, ACC Media Kickoff, and we got, I see Cam the Man and Cam the Man handling there, and Woody. You got Cam up early, man. Look, he's looking all good. He got it.
He's all suited up, man.
He got the nice suit. He put the nice suit on. He left those cheap suits back home. He got the nice one on today. So that's good stuff. Hey, man. So expectations. This is kind of fun. This is this fun stuff, and listen to everybody, and everybody's got podcasts and breaking down listen, man, this is the time of year for your favorite football team, whether it's pro or college, is to kind of break everything down. And the unknown that's really cool about college football, now some will say it's terrible, but I think I've just gotten used to it. The transfer portal, you get 15, 16 transfer portals. You're not going to hit on everyone. But you hit on a bunch of those guys, and they look the way that you think they have from where you got them from, right? Most of them, all the transfer portal guys, they're proven guys now in Division I football. Almost all of them are Division I guys. A lot of them coming out of big conferences, and they had success. Pass rushers, catching the football mostly. Some guys, both sides of the football, line of scrimmage. And so that's kind of cool, the unknown of how they'll fit in. Doesn't always work. There's been a lot of teams went out after that transfer portal that have not had great success. But then the other side of this is the unknown of that high school class coming in. Because there's always a couple of guys, boy, do we know. We just saw, we saw a guy off the chain. He's the best. I didn't say every freshman play. I hate to say this, but it's hard to imagine anybody who's better than Malachi Tony last year as a true freshman. He spent, I think, for 4 games all day, he was 4 games he was 17 years old. I don't think till the 5th game he turned 18. Graduated early from American Heritage Plantation and got out. But he, and by the way, regular season from game 1 to the last playoff game, he made big plays every game. Big splash plays and just put up huge numbers. So yeah, you get that. 3-star guy, by the way, for everybody who keeps track of the stars, and comes in here, wins the state championship, actually playing quarterback at American Heritage Plantation, and his story's fantastic, man. Everybody's heard it, and so anyway, he's one of the reasons of one of the really good players that they have. But they got a lot of guys that came back, but now it's how quickly they all develop. And the great thing about the high school class, I think all but one guy, this might be 2 years in a row now, they've had all their freshmen graduate from high school early to get into spring football. That's like getting that's past getting your feet wet. That's fantastic, man. It's just such a good thing, to get in there. You get experience. You're playing against all the older guys, and you get knocked around a little bit. Now you come back to summer camp, and you got a little experience with you. So, spring football, graduating early is going to give some of these guys a chance to play earlier, and there will be 2 or 3 of these freshmen. We know Cantwell's going to play at right tackle, who's going to be a true freshman. He is definitely going to start at right tackle. And so, yeah, this whole thing, and Mario coming off a big recruiting class. We'll talk to him about that. I always wonder about the ranking. So on one side, I got to bring this out. This thing's always, I find interesting. On one side, everybody says, oh, my God, look at that. They got 6 5-star, 10 4-star. They're the best class. Then we have coaches come on and go, I don't pay attention to the star thing. I don't know if you pay attention to it, but you sure got a lot of guys with 4 and 5 star. So maybe it is. Anyway, we've got Hollywood up in North Carolina with us talking as they're getting set. What's the background I'm looking at there, man? Is that inside like where we usually are up there? Looks like you're outside in front of the building.
No, yeah, they actually put radio outside this year.
No, they didn't. Did they?
No.
Oh, I thought they did.
It's the building behind me, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man.
See the flag? There's a flag right above me. You don't see the big flag?
Oh, I do
It's
now.
the
Yeah. I'm
Virginia
sorry,
Tech
Woody.
flag.
I do. I see the Tech flag.
The Miami flag's in the front where it belongs.
Yeah.
They put the bottom teams over here by the radio stations, but no, we're good over here.
Yeah.
I did speak to the guys from Atlanta, by the way, during the break.
Yeah. What'd they say?
And well, first off, they asked me what you thought of Tua.
Wrong guy to ask. Wrong guy to ask.
I told him you liked him personally, but you were a little disappointed in his play.
Well, you put it nicely, so I appreciate all that stuff.
I did, and they were like, yeah, well, we got 2 dead quarterbacks, and we're not that excited about it. And they turned and said, well,
I would have thought they were
very good this year either, huh?
Isn't that what radio?
We got a lot more in common than you think.
Isn't that what radio guys are doing to each other? Isn't that what happens?
Yeah.
You go like, oh man, I don't like your team. Oh, look at your team, bro. You want to see what everybody's saying about your team? And yeah.
No, I think we both bonded over having terrible teams.
Well, we're all going to find out together because that thing's going to be starting up here in a couple weeks, and Falcons will be in camp, and Dolphins. Matter of fact, Falcons will be down here for preseason, right? We got them for our home preseason game.
Yeah,
going to be interesting. What and if we see any Tua at all while he's down here.
You're going to buy a ticket to that game just so you can go in the stands and boo.
No, I'm just going to sit up and boo where I am. No, I'm not. I'm not going to. You got me to say that.
If you boo him during the broadcast,
you imagine how bad
that would be.
Can you imagine how badly?
Be a legend, bro.
A legend. I'd get blasted. Like, dude, grow up.
You'd get cheered,
dude. The guy's in your head. Oh yeah, no, he's not. And listen, honestly,
he's in your head. I mean,
honestly, he's not a bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. I just don't think he's very good. That's all.
That's what I told. That's what I told the Atlanta people. He said he's a really good guy personally.
He made some throws at the end of the year. I don't know what happened.
I said he's great at the podium. You guys are really going to enjoy his stuff.
He'll give you a lot to use. Yeah, no question. Whether if you have a tall offensive line right, short receivers, you'll get a little bit of everything. Maybe he'll do that. Maybe he'll go out day one. And instead of go show me the money, going Miami money, baby, Miami money, and he'll do that.
Yeah, I don't know if they play the Bills this year or not. Ask about Josh Allen.
You are. Woody, you're too good, Wood. You are too good, man. That was strong. So we got Mario coming up here, and really excited to talk to Darren Minsaw this morning, and find out. Did you see all those guys last night? Did you see him?
I did not.
You had the kids with you.
I actually got stuck in the elevator with the FSU guys.
What do you mean stuck? Why do you always have to say that?
Well, not stuck, but they were very nice. But I was wearing my Hurricane shirt.
I love that big tall receiver.
Awkward, to be honest.
They have that big tall receiver. He's like 6'6", and really,
they do.
Good player. Really good player.
Yeah. No, the coach was nice to the kids though. So
well, I'll tell you what. Norvell got beat up pretty good yesterday by some of the ESPN shows about the hot seat. They do the good and the bad too, and how hot's the seat.
I can't imagine how a seat could possibly be hotter.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
listen, man, you say whatever. Florida State's had a lot of great teams through the years. We've talked about Miami's great teams, and a lot of those years when Miami had really good teams, Florida State had really good teams. And honestly, if you really want to look at great rivalries, and if you're going back and you're a little bit older to see them, I think some of the best sporting events I've ever seen down here, not the ones I've played in, but the ones I've seen in person have been those Florida State-Miami games. Those kicks at the end, a little bit left, a little bit right.
Right.
The one where everybody's passing out, where they have a noon game, that one in the Orangeville, people are dropping right and left. They ran out of water. Next day, they were killing the city of Miami for running out of water. It was, and the play, oh my God, it looked like the who's who on the field. It was just, that was great. And the game, you can go back and forth with some of the games. I saw some of the greatest, maybe the greatest game I've ever seen. Florida State-Miami game was played by a safety. that was all over the field. It was raining, and he was tackling and intercepting. He looked like he was playing by himself. It was incredible. So yeah, we've had some great games between them. So to see him like this I'd like to see Florida State good again, man. I don't know. I think it's good for business, brings a lot more. Not that, Florida State comes here this year. That's going to be good for business in general, but I want to see them with and they'll play their ass off. There are a lot of guys that these guys all know each other, but yeah. That's what we thought it was going to be, Florida State, Miami. When everybody came to the ACC, everybody said, move over, everybody. Clemson, you're allowed to stay, but the rest of you get out of the way. It's going to be about Florida State and Miami, and it just has not been that way at the same time. We haven't seen it. Now Miami's really good, and Florida State's trying to get it going after a rough couple of years here. All right, we got to go to break here. We got more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on. Woody, I have no feel on LeBron James and what might happen, and everybody wants to know. And the truth is, I'm guessing LeBron does know. The question is, when? Now, does he make I think he's going to try to big splash it, though. He's going to, right? He's not just going to send out something, this is where I'm going. He's going to make a big it's either podcast or he's going to
I don't know.
Little press conference.
I feel like Cleveland are the front runners in this thing. They got to feel they got a really good shot. And if he does something circus-like, again, like the decision and, sticks it to him.
He's not going to do that.
That'd be a rough look, but I don't think he can. Maybe he doesn't care. Who knows?
So I feel like if he goes to Cleveland, everybody will be happy. And he knows that. Like, LeBron's aware of everything. So if I go back home, everybody goes, oh, that's so great. A guy that grew up in Akron, going back to Cleveland to finish it out. That's such a great story. Because that's what they're all saying. That's where he should go. Mm-hmm. Then we got a little group going, wow, man, it'd be great to see LeBron and Steph Curry. What a great way. Two of the great players of all time going out together on the old team with Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green and anybody else they might grab. So, and then there's
By the way, if it's not Miami, that would be a fun option. I mean, it would be fun to watch those guys play together.
Well, it'd be really nice to find out this quiet Miami's been working their ass off behind the scenes, getting this thing all set up, and LeBron's just trying to figure out how he wants to handle it coming back out down here for round 2. Getting, find out what golf course he wants to belong to, where's he want to live while he's down here again. Mm-hmm. That'd be awesome. Oh, my gosh. There's going to be a lot of whining and crying if that happens. All right. Hey, I'll tell you what, man, we got more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on here on the show. We want to let you know, first of all, it's hurricane season, and you know what that means. Hurricane season means you're protecting your home. Did you do the best? Do you have hurricane windows, huh? Do you have doors, roofing? How's your roof doing? I want to tell you about Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roof. I don't know why I put you through all that. Their windows, Hurricane Category 5 rated. Loctite Impact provides 100% financing with 0 down, no interest, no payments for 1 year. Got no leaky roof? Replace your old roof now and pay later. Why are you going through a leaky roof right now when you can have Loctite come out and put a new one on? Plus, 24/7 roof repairs if you decided already. We're going to wait 1 more year, but we do need a repair company to come out and help this roof. It's leaking pretty good. The best part of Impact Windows is as low as $6 per month per window installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Get the deal of a lifetime today. Keep your home protected here in South Florida, whether Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach, it doesn't matter. Loctite is traveling, and they're ready to make sure you have a great experience. So call today, 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff to answer all your questions and get this thing started, and they do everything from start to finish. Or you can go to LoctiteImpact.com and learn more about Chev and the team at Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing.
any part of any show you might have missed. Anytime.
All right, Joe, before we get back to the show here, I do want to let people know DraftKings is live in all 50 states. And yes, that means you, Florida, the Cup is down to its final matches, one trophy, one champion. DraftKings has you covered for every single one. The DraftKings app is now live in Florida, so whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, on every minute, every moment, all in one app right here in Florida, the world's biggest stage in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers, you can sign up with the code 1043WQAM, spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code 1043WQAM. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim. Issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19th. Terms, dkng.co/predictions. Promo. Joe, send it back to you.
All right, Woody, thank you. Appreciate that. And Woody, of course, live up in North Carolina at the ACC kickoff for college football. And Mario Cristobal is expected to join us here in the next 12, 13 minutes or so. So we'll talk to the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes. And then we got the quarterback going to join us, Darren Minsaw. Canes quarterbacks up there, as well as all the teams over the next 3 days in the ACC will be coming up there in different groups and bringing their best players. And usually the guys that are have some experience on the team. So because everybody asked me, is Malachi going to be up there? And I said, no, it's not going to be Malachi, but it's going to be Mark Fletcher. And so that's good news. Mohamed Toure also going to be there, back, physical linebacker. My God. It's funny to listen to everybody on this Canes team, Woody, since you're up there and getting back the Miami Hurricanes. Where you look at, they got hit pretty hard in a couple of positions. Everybody knows the offensive line. You lost 4 of your starters. 3 of them were drafted. And then on top of that, you lost 2 pass rushers that honestly, it probably wasn't even close to the 2 best combination of pass rushers in the country. Even Ohio State, they were unbelievable. Both drafted in the first round, as don't need to tell Dolphin fans. Ruben Bain is with Tampa Bay, but so they got hit pretty good. And the other thing that nobody talks about, they got hit when Scott and Thomas were really good in that second. Both got drafted. Both got drafted pretty high, actually. And the plays they made in the secondary, Woody, off blitzes, interceptions, those guys were just they were bandits, man. They were fantastic. Great open field tackling by both those guys really came up. I thought that tackling really improved last year. So they got some guys to replace. There's no question about it. But I think everybody's pretty excited about potentially of what this thing is going to look like, and the guys they brought in through the transfer portal, as well as some of the backups last year, were a big part of this. So yeah, and again, until you put it all together, I'm not one to just say the offensive line. It's going to take a while for them to play together. You know, you had all the same guys come back, right, from last year, if I'm not mistaken, or 4 of the 5 guys returned. Man, that you got same tackles lining up and the same guards and the same backups. Boy, they were deep last year. They really were. And this year, I mean, some of the backups are going to be young guys, young, talented guys, by the way. They've got some. Yeah. They got Woody. We saw those guys on the outside. They had some 6'8", 6'9" tackles out there on the outside. And Cantwell's going to start.
You said something though, Joe. You said you don't know how it's going to look, and there's more roster turnover in college football right now than there's ever been.
That's
right?
true.
I mean, you got teams that are you're going to have significant amounts of new starters and guys that were not a part of your program a year ago. Right. The days of guys staying for 3 and 4 years and developing and going through the program, and you know, those days are there's not a ton of those guys left.
Nope. Everybody's hitting a portal. I agree. And you can't keep them all. Money, playing time, taking too long to play, getting pressure from your family to go somewhere else. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of guys looking to jump out of this thing quickly. I do not disagree. I would obviously I call them 1 year free agents. That's what college football is now. You're a 1 year free agent. If you're not happy, say, hey, am I getting more money? Am I getting more playing time? And listen, if you tell Mario that, Mario says, well, you got to go out and earn it, man. We got to keep some of the old school stuff here. Like, you got to go out and compete every day, and we're going to go hard. And if you stick with it, you're going to play. So, yeah, we'll talk tomorrow, Cristobal, about everything with this team, including his new quarterback and everything else coming out of spring football, and now just a couple weeks away from this thing really kicking off and get rolling here. We're going to break here in just a second. We want to make sure we hit Mario Cristobal right at 7 o'clock. So before I do, I want to take a second this morning to tell you about Atlantic Men's Clinic. ED and low T, sex drive is gone. Hey, man, I tell you what, it's you know when you have low T. There's no question about that. Hey, as you get older, you just tired all the time. I start with that one. If you notice you started gaining weight, you just feel foggy all the time. Your sex drive isn't what it used to be. Maybe it's time to switch some things up. And Atlantic Men's Clinic is the place to go where you have great results. I had full-blown ED and low T, man. Energy level, sex drive, everything was gone. Everything was gone, man. And I didn't even sleep well. I was tired all the time. I didn't even sleep well, which is amazing too. So if you're going through it and you'd like to get, as you get older, stronger in the gym, be sharper, better in the bedroom, and more confident in every part of your life, man, Atlantic Men's Clinic can do it for you like they did me and like they're doing for a lot of men. Hey, bottom line is it can happen quickly. Some guys go, well, eating low T, I guess that's just part of life, right? Well, everybody's going to have it. The question is, are you going to keep it or are you going to get rid of it? You go to Atlantic Men's Clinic, it's going to be gone. You get the T, the PSA test, if medically advised, a test dose. And if the text dose doesn't work, hey, man, it's a free experience for you. I want to let you know, 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. 877-455-7300, a brand new location in Hollywood. Set up that first appointment. Visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Atlantic Men's Clinic will give you great results quickly.
Home of the 5-time national champion Miami Hurricanes, the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, the 3-time NBA champion Miami Heat, Miami Hurricanes basketball, and now the new home of the 2-time World Series winner Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the price seat to our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. Twin Peaks is unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra, handcrafted Casamigos margaritas, a scratch-made menu, and screens that put you in the front row of every game. It's all going down at the Lodge. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views. France fell to Spain 2-0. Today at 3, it's Argentina and England. Also, the American League defeated the National League in the Major League Baseball All-Star Game yesterday 4-0. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Going to be hot in the 90s today with a slight chance of rain. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
All right, man, let's go right back up to the ACC Media Kickoff. Mario Cristobal, head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, joins us early this morning. Coach, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm here and present and doing great. I don't know where the hell you are. You must be, I know you must be coming out of your latest.
I knew that was coming.
Bust your chops, man.
Hey, see, if I could have got a flight up with you and then a flight right back, I would have done that. But I don't know if Orange Bowl would have liked that too much if I did that one. Hey, Mario.
I think we'll be all right. We know people.
Yeah. All right. Hey, so what a season it's been. Not only do you go to the national championship game, then Mario, you jump right back into recruiting and just this all off season battling and end up getting yourself what might be your best recruiting class of your 5 years. Would you agree?
Well, again, I guess that doesn't pop until 2 or 3 years after the fact. And in terms of identifying the guys that we wanted and finding a way to, again, right now it's commitment time, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's a different day and age as well where we feel like this is a class that's very locked in. We feel awesome about it. They're high-level competitors, tough asses, dudes that love ball. And you know what? They come from all over, and they love Miami. There's no BS to them, man. They want to come be Miami Hurricanes and play high-level football and find a way to win.
Well, I tell you what, it's incredible. I know you can't talk about names till it's all done, but as you said, all over the country as well, and I think everybody's pretty jacked up. So I got to ask you, so now that you've had a chance to kind of look at everything, and you had Cam Ward, you had Carson Beck, and now you have Darian Mensah, and the numbers he put up at Duke, and everybody's raved about him nationally. And just good, you've seen him up close. I'm just curious, now that you've had Cam and Carson, both have been great with you for 1 year. What do you see from Mensah? Anything like either one of those guys? Completely different? What have you seen?
A lot of traits that those guys they continue to show and display on a again year-by-year basis. The guy's elite as a human being, and he's one of those relentless competitors, man. He's always in there. He's always getting after it. He's a guy that people gravitate to. You know, he works his butt off, Joe. I mean, he's a dude that he's just not going to be outworked, and he understands ball, and he's got a strong appetite to get better. He's always grabbing, like the other guys, they'd always grab the O-line coach and have meetings with him. They'd grab the running backs and have separate meetings with them. They keep the guys after practice and get extra reps. I mean, there's no governor to his, wanting to get better. So, yeah, he's exactly what we hope for, and we're beyond excited to watch this guy get after it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if getting out spring, and by the way, we always appreciate you having us out for spring football to see it up close. It was just great to see. And by the way, I don't know, and again, I'm only watching your work over the last 5 years. This is the best-looking wide receiver running back classes with so many guys coming back. And even the guys you got in the transfer portal and you recruited in all put up numbers. Mario, it's a loaded wide receiver and running back room. Have you ever seen it this deep?
Well, to me, it's not that it's deep. It's more like it's competitive. You know what I mean? It's wired so that going into fall camp, like everyone's had a chance to use this offseason to get better and to have a chance to, compete for playing time or to be the starter. So I think that's probably the most important part, Joe, is that, yeah, there's some talented guys in there, but everybody's got talent.
Yeah.
So now it's wired, it's set up. So when they're coming in here, no one should be at ease. Everybody should be on edge, and everyone should be fighting their butts off on a daily basis to be that guy. So we're excited about that, and they all know at the end of the day they better block their butts off too.
Yeah,
that's a big part of it.
Yeah, no question about that. Hey, so you got hit hard. Everybody knows in the NFL draft, 4 your offensive linemen, 3 of them get drafted. So you got a whole bunch of new guys, although some of them played a little bit last year. And defensive ends. Nobody had better defensive ends than Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor, who, by the way, I was glad to hear guys on NFL saying not just good pass rushers, but also really good against the run. Those guys played a lot of football. You have good guys behind them. We got to see a lot of young guys in spring football. How do you feel, and how long will it take those guys to catch up as good as you were last year on the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, I mean, again, let's go find out, right? I mean, the moment we signed Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor, we knew like right away you had to be on a mission to get the next great one, because in college football, if they're really good, they're gone in 3 years, right? So we've had them in the program. Now they haven't been able to play as much because those guys don't want to come off the field. But you've been at practice and you've seen the way we practice, and they have been in big moments in games. Marquise Lightfoot is in there against Ohio State. Her third Scroggins is in there against A&M on that final drive. You watch, Armando Blount, man. Like, let's talk about that guy, right? A guy that early enrolled, came in is a little bit banged up, and has developed into an unbelievable player, and a guy that's now 276 pounds and running like an absolute, stud. So we're really excited about these guys. I don't ever predict or compare. I think that's unfair to both sides. But in terms of our enthusiasm for the guys coming up, yeah, brother, we're ready to turn these guys loose.
Hey, Marlo, the new world of college football, guys graduate from high school early to be at spring football. So we got to see a lot of young, lean pups out there, man, in spring football, especially on that offensive line. I think the future of the offensive line, I mean, they look, I call them looking like your guys. You like them big and long and strong, and you got more of those guys. They look like power forwards in the NBA. How important is that?
We've got some absolute creatures at that position that have come in, and they've got the right temperament and mentality. And, Alex Mirabal is the best of the best. He's got a culture and a structure that gets those guys rolling quickly, makes them very versatile. They get reps at every single position. So their knowledge of the offense as it relates to assignments, and their knowledge of the positions as it relates to technique and fundamentals, is at a really high level. And it's about ramping them up as quickly as possible and getting the best out of everybody. So yeah, we don't like to put the excuse label on a guy if he's young. Right. You know what? If we recruited him, we expect the guy to come on in and contribute and be a guy for us.
Cantwell started right tackle right away. Does he line up with the number ones when you come back to camp?
No predictions, no projections. All those guys are getting reps with the ones and the twos. All of them are getting opportunities, and we are moving them all around. And again, that's important down the stretch, because you have to win at a high level. We feel you have to have anywhere between 8 to 10 guys that can play championship football for you, and may have to move positions. And as many guys that could successfully and effectively snap the football and execute blocking assignments while making their IDs correctly, that's also as critical as anything else.
Watching your receivers, and by the way, you got transfer portal, you got talented young guys again. Joshua Moore looks like he's about ready to break out. The big, tall, athletic guy from here in South Florida. How many guys can you rotate in there, Mar? I know you always talk about, hey, we don't want to just play 3 or 4 guys. We want to play as many guys and, rotate, keep guys fresh. Do you see more of a rotation this year with the talent that you have and experience at that position? Can you see more guys playing?
Well, you know what? First of all, we're extremely excited about Josh Moore, and to me, the best thing we can do for him is challenge him on a daily basis to get the best out of him, right? Young guy, a lot of talent, has flashed. Now it's time to do it on a consistent basis all the time. As it relates to rotations, you know what? We never, ever rotate guys in just because they're talented. We play guys that have earned the opportunity to help the Hurricanes be 1-0. That's it. There's no magic formula. There's no trick BS to it. If a guy is busting his butt and is playing at a high level and can help us win, we're going to get him in the game, and we're going to get him in there at any position. And you saw that with probably the best example was a couple years ago when Markel Bell would go in there and we'd slide Jalen Rivers inside because Markel was showing that he could help us win. So that's how we feel about, our approach to the entire roster. And so far, it's been pretty good for us.
I thought your offensive coordinator did an unbelievable job of getting the most out of Malachi last year. Just the way you guys used him and everything. You see that same kind of role, Morrow, early on? Have you guys talked about how do you use this guy coming back in year 2 after maybe being the best freshman in the country?
No, I think his role expands. I mean, Malachi is – you've seen him and the way he approaches training. I mean, he's
5 in the morning I've
level.
seen him, yeah.
Yeah, man. He and his body has changed as well. He's another 10 pounds thicker, heavier, stronger, faster, more explosive. So I think you can't put enough on his plate. I mean, he's always seeking more. So, and you know what? He's brought a lot of guys along with him, and there's some other guys that, I mean, his success is going to certainly the other guys are going to benefit from it because he attracts a lot of attention as it relates to coverage and whatnot. So, yeah, you can expect his role to expand even more.
Hey, Morrow, I want to ask you just college football in general. I haven't had a chance to really talk to you about this. You like the 12-team playoff? You see it expand? I know there's been talk going back and forth. We'll keep it at 12, maybe go to 16. How do you feel about the number and where it is right now?
I like 12. I do. And, I've always felt that, you just got to be careful to not dilute the product, right? And not that you do. There's so many great teams out there, but at some point in time, somebody gets left out, right? We were left out in 24 and felt we should have, been in there, and it sucks. But I don't know, man. I like 12. Whatever is best for the game, I'm for. I just would like to see a complete layout of it, what it truly looks like, and how people truly get in. Let's talk about playing the best football, not affiliation because I'm part of a conference where there once was an all-time great coach or stuff of that nature. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear any of that bullshit, man. Let's talk about who's playing great football. Let's watch it on tape. Let's roll it, and let's base things on who's winning, and let's make this a true competitive sport and not a beauty pageant.
Yeah, well, listen, what you guys did at the end of last year, going right in winning those last few games and destroying Pittsburgh and then right into the playoffs. And I think Kane fans got really pumped up about what you're able to do. Hey, I got to ask you a couple more questions. So this 7-on-7, I got buddies that got kids in 7-on-7, and my kid's got to play on this team or he's going on his team. How much do you guys recruit off all these 7-on-7 tournaments that are now on TV? And I'm watching, whether it's flag football or two-hand touch, all these great kids are playing it. What are your thoughts?
Well, I would say that anytime you could play football, any type of activity that relates to your position, I think go and do it because, again, it's just ways to get better. It really is. Now, in terms of evaluation, it's kind of like PE class, brother. Like, no one's hitting anybody. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm going to say, hey, we got to take that guy. But you do get to assess some of the skill sets. And Joe, any bit of film that we get our hands on, anything that pops on the internet, pops up on Twitter, we get that and we slide it into these giant reels, on our system so we can evaluate every ounce of every player that we possibly can. I actually had a chance to see Dan Morgan last night, who's, let's call it what it is, man. It's as good of any player in the history of college football. And now he sits in a general manager role. And we're talking about evaluations and assessment and how critical it is to find every bit, man, as it relates to the person, as it relates to the player. So, yeah, every workout, every 7-on-7 tournament, grab it, throw it in there, and keep assessing the guys you're looking at.
Hey, one last question, speaking of that, and I think people would love to know what you think. We have talked through the years, and I know I've talked to you about it and every other coach, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. And, everybody gets lathered up on the numbers, and look at this, and Mario's got another 5-star. And yet I know in the past you said, look, man, we're just looking. Sometimes I might think a 3-star is better than a 4 or 5-star. I'm going to take that guy. Malachi Toney, by the way, is a 3-star, who might have been, like we talked about before, the best freshman in the country a year ago. How do you evaluate that? Does a star thing ever come up? Are they doing a better job, the people that give them stars? Is it something you follow or you stay away from it?
No, you can't. That's like why hire people? You have to have your own evaluation. And look, and I respect everybody. I'm not one of those that downs, this service does this service does that. They have professionals working
Yeah, that's right.
as
I got
well.
you.
And
Yeah.
sometimes they match up. You know what I mean, Joe? Sometimes the evaluations match up, but it's not part of our process. And like our coaches, our recruiting staff, myself, we have to write up every single player. And I mean, like really write up a player, like on their critical factors. You know what I mean? Like hip and ankle flexibility, balance and body control, explosive power, ability to hold the point, affect the line of scrimmage. It's not just like grabbing a piece of paper and say, oh, this guy's a dude, man. We got to sign this guy. Like, none of that bullshit, man. Let's really dig deep, assess the guys that we're watching, and really like write down and assess to the T every single prospect, because you know what? At the end, you can't take everybody, right? And you've got to find the margins of, all right, if we're going to take this guy, it's because of this. Don't find yourself, sitting there and kicking yourself in the ass because you didn't take player B when you had the data, you had the info, you assessed it the right way, but you strayed from process. So, and it is the most to credit to Art Kehoe, man. He used to always say recruiting is the most imperfect science in the world. Projecting 16 and 17-year-olds and what they're going to be like when they're 21, 22, that's the hardest thing in the world, but it's also the absolute best industry in the world.
Mario, the transfer portal, in your opinion, caught up in importance to recruiting out of high school, or is high school still going to always be the foundation?
High school always a foundation. Team year by year as it relates to portal. You can't truly predict exactly what's up, but you have a philosophy. Like, for example, for us, like we finally feel our quarterback room and its supporting cast is ready to roll. So at this time next year, we don't have to go to the portal. We're good with our high school recruits, the way they're developing and what's coming in. Throughout the last 3 years, we've had to go and pluck certain parts for our team out of the portal because we weren't quite there. And if you deny yourself the opportunity to make your team better and compete at the highest level, well, that's not fair to the organization. That's not fair to the university.
Mario, you're going to be the big dog. They're going to talk to you about being the heavy favorite to win this thing. How do you answer that to everybody today that's already talking about you?
I couldn't care less about that. I could give a rat's ass about that, Joe, and I think you know that. Like, that's never been a part of anything and ever will. This talk about hunted and all that BS, that's a complete, and you know what that is? Complete garbage, okay? Our coaches and our organization are completely committed to getting the absolute best out of our players and focusing on what we do on a daily basis. Not narratives, not storylines, not predictions, or none of that stuff, man. The Canes are ready to roll, man, so let's get this thing going.
Mario, can't wait to see you, man, in a couple weeks out there. Really appreciate you coming on this morning, and have a good one, bud. Have a great day.
Appreciate you, man. Try to get out of bed early so we can get you down to practice, and
hey, man,
we'll have your coffee, You need a massage therapist or anything down there?
No, the coffee's very good down there. You guys, you coaches are drinking good coffee. I'm fine. I don't mind it. All right, Coach. Thank you.
God bless you, man. I appreciate you, brother. Be safe.
All right. Mario Cristobal, Canes head coach, joining us this morning. Not a little fired up. He thought it was game day, or he thought it was like a recruiting one of those 5-stars we're just talking about. Hey, man, before we go to break here, we got a lot more at the Canes. Matter of fact, we're going to be talking to Darian Minsaw coming up here, I believe, at 8 o'clock this morning. I want to take a second, though. Hey, man, the Fighting Fish, after the All-Star break on the road, be coming home, and, man, what a great June. Record-breaking June in wins, early July, sensational. And got themselves right back in the hunt, man. It's a great time to catch a Marlins baseball game. Head to Lone Depot Park this summer to watch all the action live. Get your tickets today if you want to look and check it out. They got, by the way, great promotional things on for the kids and for the family. Go to marlins.com/tickets. Marlins baseball. Hey, right now in a wild card spot.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sog
All right, welcome back here to Charlotte. We are coming to you live from the Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour. It is presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. And, Joe, we have a very special guest with us here, the CEO of the Orange Bowl. Eric Palms is with us. Joe, take it away.
All right, Woody, thank you. Eric Palms, CEO of the Orange Bowl Committee, as Woody just said. And, Eric, good morning, brother. How you doing, first of all?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm loving seeing Woody in front of me, but you back in South Florida, we got to get you back in Charlotte.
I know.
That's
you guys,
the goal.
I know. It's just, I got you. Listen, man. Hey, I got to ask you when we get into all this stuff, that national championship game, where's that rank for you, that Indiana and Canes game, the excitement? It felt like, I said, a mini Super Bowl. It really did. It was just being there and the feel. What was it like? You've been around them from the old Orange Bowl to Hard Rock.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here 33 years. So in the annals of my tenure, it's probably at the top. I mean, we knew a couple of years ago when the 12-team playoff was formed and was expanded that it would create a drumbeat to the national championship game. We knew we had it a couple of years into it. And we of course, last year we started off with a quarterfinal on January 1. 18 days later, it was just monumental.
Yeah.
You could have never imagined to have a matchup where you had University of Miami returning 25 years later from their last national championship game, and to pair them up with, a team that just was the story of college football last year. Indiana, all-time losingest program, and have a quarterback that was from South Florida.
Yeah. That was that just icing on the cake. Yeah.
It just was something that you just could never have dreamt about, and it captured the imagination of South Florida. It was something that the country caught on to, and to have it at Hard Rock Stadium, one of the great buildings in the country, it was epic. I've been to, that was year 12 of the CFP. It was by far the most energetic build-up to a national championship game, and then the game itself lived up to billing. So it was great.
So I got to ask you the question I always got. We got to get into this a little bit. So just as one of the big bowl games and a big player for this playoff system, the Orange Bowl, how do you like the 12-team playoff?
It's been a great transition. I mean, we're very fortunate to be one of 6 communities bowl games that takes part of the college football playoff. Originally, it was a semifinal every 3 years, and with the expansion, it turned into a playoff game every year. So the first year we had a semifinal, which was Notre Dame, Penn State,
right? And
last year was a quarterfinal between Texas Tech and Oregon, and it's just a lot of excitement. It's great for the marketplace. It's great for the Orange Bowl brand. And listen, it's different. There's no doubt when you went from a 14 playoff that had three games as part of it, 2 rounds,
right,
to a 12-team playoff that has 4 rounds. There's different elements. The travel with the teams is definitely impacted by it because they're going week after week to a different site. But it's been tremendous so far. And, of course, we're entering the next 6-year agreement, and we have a semifinal to kick it off. So we're really excited about
Well,
that.
that's I was going to ask you. You got another semifinal game, which is going to be a great game no matter how you look at it, with all the great teams that have loaded up again. And it looks like a lot of the same teams. And we've seen a lot of the quarterbacks come back, decide not to go to the NFL and come back. So it could be another one. But that semifinal game, I remember years ago we talked about this and what was going to look like once, they broke down the old system. And I really like it. It's got the flavor of the NFL a little bit, and the explosion of college football. Everybody is always worried about that. But, boy, I'll tell you what, it has just been fantastic. I want to ask you about the things that nobody gets to see. Occasionally they'll see an Orange Bowl sign. I happen to drive by a lot of the fields that say, this is an Orange Bowl field. I love that, man. Are you guys still going to be able to do that with the craziness of everything and money needed for this and that? Will the giving back for youth sports, will that continue to be in South Florida? You guys going to continue that?
Absolutely. It's a focus of the Orange Bowl Committee, and, it's definitely a different business model. obviously there's a lot of pressures on the system. And as a result, you got to find your way. But we want to preserve that investment in Orange Bowl Cares. It's focused on youth sports, community engagement, education. Of course, what you're touching on is our legacy gift program. In fact, this January, we're going to do a ribbon cutting at the Kendall Boys and Girls Club, where a field is going in right now.
It's great.
I'll tell you what, last year was pretty epic in that the game that we just touched on, Indiana-Miami, was kicking off on a Monday, January, I think 20th, 21st. And a couple days before at Walt Frazier Park, we did, the ribbon cutting there. And I'm not kidding you, 9 players between Indiana and Miami grew up in that park.
Wow.
And you can see Hard Rock Stadium in the shadows.
Yeah.
And it's just a metaphor to what it's all about, because in the end, the Orange Bowl's mission really has never changed. It's always been about economic development and by virtue of the success of what we do to give back into the community. And that's, one of the preeminent things we do. So we've done 8 to date. We also did the Jimmy Everett Tennis Center last year, where we renovated that facility. I know you're a big tennis player. So
I do play from time to time out east, although you left us on the west side of town. But okay, I've got everybody. They're okay now. They've adjusted. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, beyond the Indiana-Miami game, I got to tell you, for me, one of the great moments of Orange Bowl and what we do last year was the court dedication to Chris Everett on that in that facility. She grew up in there. Her father, Jimmy Everett, was the coach there, was her coach. And it was just a poignant moment to see her come back.
Yes.
And she's one of the great champions,
Absolutely.
if not the greatest champion ever from South Florida. So that was pretty good.
Well, Chrissy's doing okay too, man. It was we didn't get a chance to see her because of health. We didn't see her at Wimbledon, and she's doing great back here in South Florida. I'm glad you mentioned Walt Frazier, man. You talk about great high school coaches. So glad to see you guys honor, man, the train hat he wore, he and his brother, man. I love those guys to death, and what he did at Carroll City, man, was fantastic. I was so glad to see you guys honor it with that stadium and stuff. It was just great. Hey, by the way, how do you guys decide on that, man? Because you got everybody's brother calling. We need fields everywhere, man. We need facilities. Everybody wants to upgrade, but it does make me feel good. Even you guys did over in Pahokee, what you guys did over there, fantastic to see the name over there. I just think that stuff, more than a lot of places, I'm so glad you guys are over there in the sugar country. That was fantastic.
Yeah. We're constantly looking, throughout South Florida and the different counties to see, where the greatest need is. And we have great partners with the counties, cities. Yeah. And we just, every couple of years, we try to target in on one of them and just make sure it covers all the corners of South Florida. So we're finishing up at the Kendall Boys and Girls Club, and then we'll figure out where we're going next.
Well, I got to tell you, Eric, this has been fantastic, man. And I was thinking about you. I was walking out at midnight after the Canes lost with my wife going, Eric Palm's got to be pumped. I mean, it was just a great game, right, for you. And like you said, a Columbus quarterback comes home and it's a story of college football last year, becomes a first overall pick. And playing against a team he grew up with, his father's like one of his best friends, DeMario. I mean, you can't make all that stuff up, man. There they are playing each other. Well, right? I mean, and by the way, just a class act kid on top of it. And the Canes coming all the way back, barely get in and go on the road and drill everybody. I mean, oh, my God, what a great lead up, man.
It's just been, 2026 is like none other. In Miami and South Florida. I mean, we kicked it off with the Capital One Orange Bowl, the quarterfinal.
Right.
And it just kept going. You had the Winter Classic. We played the National Championship game. You had the World Baseball Classic, then Miami Open, Formula One.
Crazy. Yeah.
World Cup. What can you say about World Cup? I mean, it's just been phenomenal.
I think it's been great. I'm with you.
Yeah, the Norway-England game was just incredible. And then the Argentina, Cape Verde. It's been a treat for South Florida. There's more to come with the race down at Homestead. I think, Michigan's playing Duke at Lone Depot Park. You just can't make this up. And so we're excited about next January, another great year coming up. We're going to have a semifinal. We have it for the next 2 years. We have semifinals followed by 2 quarterfinals. So, we're just going to keep this thing rolling.
Eric, thank you, man. I appreciate it. You can go get some coffee now and relax. I'm sorry I can't be there for that nice steak dinner, you guys, but you guys stay out too late on that steak dinner, man. I like going to a nice steak restaurant, but you guys sit around and do too much bonding. You turned into a late night there, man. You guys talk too much.
We had a big group last night, and including John Crotty.
Crotty always in on the freebie.
He was asking where you were, and I just said, Woody's here.
Yeah,
but there's no Joe Rose.
No,
so there's a mission to get you back.
Oh, we'll keep working on it. I don't know. We'll keep working on that, man. I appreciate it, Eric. Thank you.
We're gonna work on it.
Appreciate you coming on, brother.
Thank you so much.
All
Thanks for all you do.
All right, Eric Palm, CEO of the Orange Bowl Committee, joining us this morning as continue on. We got a lot more coming up here, man. Don't go away. We are expected to be joined with Darian Minsall is going to join us coming up. Canes quarterback, I believe at 8:00. So and then we'll have Mark Fletcher join us, and so we got a lot more stuff. Mohamed Torre also going to join us, a linebacker. Get into more about the Canes and what this team's looking like and getting pumped up. Not that anybody needs to get pumped up. I think everybody realizes Canes have a damn good team. Don't tell Mario Cristobal, hey, you're the favorite. Hey, let's talk about Baptist Health South Florida for just a second, man. Yeah, that's a good news, bad news, man. The doctor's going, whoa, what's the bad news, Joe? Well, you get injured. Nobody wants to get injured, but if you're competitive in a team or individual sport, then all of a sudden you're calling everybody, oh, who's the doctor? Who's taking care of the pros? I go, oh, funny you said that. Inter Miami, the Miami Heat, the Florida Panthers, and the Miami Dolphins all trust one of the top sports medicine programs in the country, Baptist Health South Florida. Boy, they're good. They are. You talk about putting together, and if you're going to be top, you're going to be a top dog in this country where athletes from all over the United States and sometimes overseas are going to come over here to see specialists that they put together for the knee, shoulder, foot, and ankle, hand, back, hip, and knee replacement, Achilles, and you have great facilities. Well, now you're on to something, and that's what's going on here in South Florida for all of us, high school, college, and professional athletes with great facilities like Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium, and 595 in Pine Island in Plantation, with great team doctors, great specialists for any part of the body you might injure. Man, we got your back. We're ready to go. And there's one goal, man. It's about getting you healthy, back out playing the sports you love the most. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho today.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Loctite Windows, Doors, and
And now, it's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody.
All right, Joe,
What do you
let's
have
welcome
for us,
everyone
man?
back here. We're in Charlotte. This is the Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour presented by Duffy Sports Grill. And if we could bring the music down here, because we're going to do something serious. It's a little bit of an ambush, Joe. But John Michaels from 680 The Fan in Atlanta,
John's a good guy, man.
the new home of Tua, is here with us for an ambush. You said you wanted to discuss Tua.
Yeah. We could discuss Tua. First of all, I love the fact that Joe's got on a UM shirt. You look good there, Joe.
Thank you, brother. I you know what? I know how to suck up to the crowd, man. No question about it. I have it on ready to go, boy. They give it free, and it's for me. You know how that thing works, Don. We're in the radio business, brother. Of course.
You're darn right. We'll take free gear and free food anytime we can get them.
The whole deal. So, hey, the Atlanta Falcons, an interesting one. We weren't playing well. We go up there and we kick Atlanta around. Like, we were all shocked that we were able to beat the Atlanta Falcons the way they did. Tua played great in that game. I was shocked how bad Atlanta was in that game. I don't know if you can hear me. We're trying to. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I was just wondering. Can you hear me now? Talking about the Atlanta Falcons and playing against the Dolphins last year. Tua had a great game, and the Dolphins just destroyed what I thought was a really good Atlanta team. They'd beaten the Bills a few weeks before, and you went, wow, this is going to be a fun team to watch, and it never panned out. So you guys get Tua. We're picking up the tab. You know how that works. What's everybody saying about Tua?
Kind of nonplussed, to be honest with you, Joe. We sit back now and go, we have two quarterbacks and neither one of them can stay healthy, and it's frustrating. Now, at his best, Tua could be what the Falcons need. That's a guy that's accurate, could get the ball out, hand it off to Bijan Robinson, throw to Drake London. At his worst, he's going to play 2 games, and unfortunately, he's going to be hurt, and now you're going to have to deal with Michael Penix. And as you know, if you have 2 quarterbacks in the NFL, you really have none. And that's the fear going into this. Now, I went to OTAs a couple of times. I went to mini camp. Tua looks great. But that's also with shorts and shells on. That doesn't prove anything to me. How do you do it when the bullets are flying? And what I saw watching the Dolphins a year ago is Tua looked like a guy that was unsure about himself. He was afraid to get hit and just wanted to get the ball out of his hands.
Right.
That's not going to win many football games.
Yeah, no, you hit it right there. But it's a fresh start for him. Again, I think pressure's off. Like, Atlanta's not getting stuck with a $52 million bill on this thing. So I agree, and it's a fresh start for him, as you said. And, hey, if he's got timing to throw it, I just don't know what happened at the end of the year with his arm. I finally, they bench him after, was a Steelers game on a Monday night. I'm not sure exactly what happened because the ball was just, it looked like a bad high school quarterback throw.
Yeah, here's the good thing, and this is not to disparage the Dolphins. It is a little bit. He'll have a better offensive line in Atlanta than he's ever played with in Miami. You talk about Jake Matthews at left tackle, who's been there forever.
Yes.
Chris Lindstrom at right guard, who you could argue is one of the best guards, if not the best guard in all of football. Matthew Bergeron, a left guard, who's pretty good.
Yeah.
They have a good center right now as well. So he's going to have time, and Stefanski's going to try to scheme up a lot more play action, a lot more stick it in the belly of Bijan Robinson and make easy 1 or 2 read throws. I'm interested, do they do a true competition? Stefanski's sort of been evasive with that. He said it's going to be a competition, but Penix hadn't even been 100% healthy. So how can you have a real competition if a guy can't stand up and run?
John, I'm with you, man. I think Tua's going to start, and I can see why. Like, I see the reports, and we see it down here. Hey, he's still got a lot of fans down here. There are a lot of people still rooting, thought we made a mistake, and it was more on the team and not having enough around them and those things that, hey, listen, we haven't been good for a long time, John, as you know, down here following this thing. This is
guess what? We haven't either. We haven't made the playoffs in 8 years. Like, literally, you can fall into the playoffs in the NFL. We've gone 8 straight years without them, and that's why we have a whole new front office, a whole new regime, new coaches everywhere. But it's good. At least we've won a playoff game. Not that means much, but
it does down here. We haven't won one in 26 years. I knew you set me up for that. John, you're a bad man, brother.
I learned from you, Joe. Come on. I listened to you for a long time.
I think Dan Marino was like 28 years old the last time we won a playoff game, man. No, I'm exaggerating a little bit, Dan. I was just kidding. Hey, so Georgia Tech. I want to ask you about Georgia Tech. Man, that guy, I thought that guy's a hell of a coach there with what he has.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the year, they kind of melted down in some tight ball games. But what are we looking at with Georgia Tech, who always seems to, through the years, man, no matter what they look like, they play great against the Canes. What's your take on this team?
They're going to be an interesting bunch. We were lucky enough. Brent Key's such a great guy, and he's a friend of our show. He allows us a lot of access, like I know Coach Cristobal does with you guys down there. He brought us to spring practice. We were on the field as they're going through stuff.
Awesome.
And you think about it. They lose their offensive coordinator and Buster Faulkner, and who was supposed to be their starting quarterback in Aaron Philo. They both transferred to the University of Florida. So you bring in Alberto Mendoza, which Canes fans, yes, that is the younger brother of Fernando Mendoza, who broke our hearts in the national title game. He brings in a kid in Justice Haynes, who had 10 touchdowns on the ground last year for the University of Michigan. Really good. But they only returned 5 starters, 6 if you want to count the kicker in Aiden Burr. So it's a complete change from where they were a year ago. But much like Mario Cristobal, Brent Key is an offensive line guy. So, Joe, he wants to build up the lines of scrimmage. He wants to punch you in the face. He wants to run the football. They've got 2 backs that should be pretty good. Vegas has them right now at 6.5, and I'm like, I just don't see how they're worse than 6.5. I think they'll take a small step back from where they were a year ago, but they're a team you don't want to play at some point throughout the schedule.
Hey, John, I always wonder up there in that market, in that growing Atlanta market up there, how do you guys treat the Georgia versus Georgia Tech thing with your fan base and listeners? I'm always curious with that.
It's Georgia 1, 2, 4, 5, and 7. And our station, we're the flagship of Georgia Tech. And look, we got a great relationship with the guys there. Mike Flynn, who's their SID, and obviously Coach Key and their new basketball coach, Scott Cross. But the state of Georgia is red and black all over the place. Yeah. So even when Georgia Tech's doing good, and they did really good at the beginning of last year, Georgia's a national title contender, so we end up talking about them the most. I'd argue that Georgia, even more so than the Falcons and the Atlanta Braves, are the number 1 property in our state.
Wow, because that was going to be my next question. How do you rank everything? Because we have this discussion down here, and I say, I know nobody wants to hear this, but the Dolphins, as bad as things have been compared to everybody else in town, all the other professional teams, and the Hurricanes, of course, now college sports is profession. We're paying them. But the Dolphins, we get more blasts off the Dolphins than anything else. They're number 1. I always wondered up there how that thing ranks for you in that market.
Yeah, it's probably Georgia 1. I'd say Falcons 2, because we all know football is number 1 in the South no matter what. The Braves probably sit number 3, and then everybody else, you throw them in a pot. Nobody cares about the Hawks. I mean, nobody cares about the Hawks. Georgia Tech, when they're good, people pay attention to.
Right.
Soccer, who cares? I mean, we do it. The World Cup has been fantastic. There's a lot of folks in town for that. Argentina, literally their entire country is there today, which is why we got the hell out of Dodge and ended up here in Charlotte. But it's football. Football's king. You know it in South Florida. Football's king. We could talk Buford High School football, and people give a damn in the state of Georgia.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, high school is great in Georgia. I know we think South Florida's got we got a lot of great players, but so do you guys. How much you guys talk about that? Does it ever get brought up with the great players or great teams down there?
Absolutely, because we do a lot of recruiting, and it's interesting. So Coach Appling, who's Buford's head coach, and you guys probably know Buford because they have the $65 million stadium. Miami Central comes to Buford week 3. And I've already, again, you talk about media guys, we try to weasel our way into stuff. I got sideline passes for that game through Buford High School. But I told him, I said, I'm probably going to have a Canes hat on when I'm standing down on the sideline because I got to represent the U no matter where I go.
So it's funny you said that because I was just talking to Larry Bluestein. They're loaded back up again. Central's Central's ready to go. So it's going to be fun to watch. They're back where they were, along with Chaminade, of course, St. Thomas and American Heritage Plantation and the other schools, but that public school has turned into it's been a hell. It should be a fun game for you to watch for sure. So anyway,
I got a feeling that I was going to say that may end up being like one of those ESPN kickoff games or whatever that ends up on national TV, which is great for publicity.
Hey, John, man, it's been great talking to you. I'm terrible about format, and I go over all the time, but I'm trying to do better in case a new program director is listening right now. But hey, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's great talking to you, brother.
Always great to talk to you as well, Joe.
All right. John Michaels, just always great guy and does a great – by the way, there's a guy, when you're going to do radio in this business and you like them all, then you should do radio because this dude, he's He following them all. He's following our stuff as much as he follows their stuff. Great stuff. Hey, we got to go to break, man. We got more stuff coming up here at 8 o'clock. We're expected to have Darian Minsaw, Canes quarterback, going to join us in just a few minutes. First of all, I want to talk to you about Super Sure. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for that renewal. Your business runs all year, and so do the gaps in the risk. That's why I'm introducing Super Sure. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether the owner, CFO, or HR manager can be just too complex to just buy a policy online. Super Sure is a super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts, which translates your current policy into plain English so you know what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know actually what needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com, paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
station, the home of Joe Rose with Hollywood, Tobin and Leroy, and Hot Crowder and Solana. South Florida sports lives here.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen, or DoralVDub.com. France fell to Spain 2-0. Today at 3, it's Argentina facing England. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Temperatures in the 90s, slight chance of rain. We've got a chance for you to win VIP tickets to Gulfstream's Taste at the Track, tacos and tequila with unlimited tastings on Saturday, July 25th. For your chance to win, enter at WQAM contest page at WQAM.com. Gulfstream Park Summer Racing takes an exciting turn with live racing every Monday through August 31st. And be sure to catch all the soccer action this week at the Carousel Club. Back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Welcome back here to Charlotte. The Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour presented by Duffy Sports Grill rolls on. And Joe, we have a very special guest sitting across from me right here. The new quarterback of the University of Miami, Darian Mensah, is here. Joe, take it away.
All right, Woody, thank you. Darian, thank you, man. Thanks for being with us, and welcome to South Florida. It's great to have you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hey, I got to ask you, first of all, we haven't had a chance to really talk, but, hey, as good as you were, and you had a great season last year at Duke. You guys win the ACC championship, and you throw for a zillion yards and 34 touchdowns, and obviously have your choice to go to a lot of different places. What made you choose at the end of the day when you decide, hey, I'm going to University of Miami? Can you just tell us what went into the whole process for you?
Yeah, we were just talking about it. I think, seeing what the last two quarterbacks did at the University of Miami was a huge reason as to why I came here. And, just the success that they had at this level. And then, obviously the goal is to get to the NFL, and seeing that they both got there, it just made it a really attractive spot for me. So, and then the roster is pretty deep too. So the chance to compete for a national champion as well.
Yeah, we were out there, Darren, and saw a little bit of everything, including your number one receiver from last year, Cooper Barkate. But man, you got guys that can fly. You got tall guys. You got Malachi in the middle. You got a little bit of everything. I wanted to ask you about the talent from about 1 through about 10 of what you saw. Different body styles, different abilities. What'd you see from that wide receiver room in spring?
Yeah, it's easily one of the most talented rooms I've been around. Like you said, we've got tall, short, quick, fast. Literally, you name it, we've got it in our room. But I think there's a few cats who are kind of under the radar who are going to have a big year for us this year. I think that Dalen Upshaw is going to have a big year, and Josh Moore as well are two of my favorite targets to throw to. Obviously, Malachi Tony's a great player and an unbelievable kid as well. So. And then, my guy, my best friend, Cooper Barkate. So we've got a lot of studs in the receiver room, but and I didn't even name half of them. So that's just, okay. A few.
Hey, Darren, what's so funny is I think the relationship you and Cooper going back to high school is just an incredible story. How hard was it to recruit him to get him out of Duke and go to UM, or was that an easy one?
It wasn't that hard. I'm his guy and he's my guy. So, we kind of just made the decision together to come here. I think just the chemistry we have on the field and off the field makes it hard to separate us. So we kind of moved as one, and it wasn't the hardest decision for him, I don't think.
So expectations, as at the University of Miami when it comes to football, I'm sure you've seen the history. You've seen all the names up there when you're practicing of all the great players, Hall of Fame players, All-American players. What's that like the first or second time you see that and you're going, holy smokes, when it really kicks in, I'm at the U?
It's absolutely inspiring. I aspire to be, one of the greatest of all time. And so to go up there and you're practicing every day and you're seeing those names, it's just something that drives me to be better each and every day. So it just turns me up, to be honest, and makes me strive to be, up there one day.
Hey, Darren, you spend a lot of time working out. I've seen the stories with you and Cam Ward, who we know pretty well, and becomes the #1 overall pick. I'm just curious, when you're working out with them and spending time, what have you learned most from the guy that was the #1 overall pick in the NFL?
He just is extremely intense about his work and super competitive. And so he just gets after it. And it doesn't matter what day of the week it is, if it's hot, cold, raining, it doesn't matter. He's going to put in the work. And I think that's something that I took away from, I've only worked out with him one time, and that's what I took away from it. So, just being extremely intense about your work.
Hey, Darian, the other thing is all these guys, you guys throw pretty much all off season. I know you have spring football and you probably take a little bit of time off, but you spend a lot of time with those guys throwing?
With the receivers?
Yeah, in the off season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. We spend a lot of time together. Here in the summer, I've been running the meetings and just trying to get on the same page with them, telling them how I want to run certain routes. And I think it's been super beneficial for us. But yeah, I mean, the more time we spend together, the better we'll be, come fall. So.
Hey, another guy, Shannon Dawson, who everybody raves about as offensive coordinator, especially the last two quarterbacks. What have you liked most working with? I just got to start with what I like. I love how many deep passes you guys throw during practice in spring. I don't think you can get better throwing deep unless you throw deep in practice. So I love Shannon does that. But what have you learned from Shannon Dawson or like about him?
I think what I love most is he leaves the quarterback to be free to create. Like, he is not trying to, contain the quarterback. He wants you to own the offense. And I think I've stepped into that in a great way. And I think that he just, like I said, he'll let you do whatever you like to do. That's what the offense is going to be. So I like how he just creates the offense around what I like to do. And he leaves me free to do what I want.
Hey, Darren, besides those receivers, which everybody's talked about, some think it's the best wide receiver room. They also rave about the guys behind you at the running back, starting with Mark Fletcher, who's up there with you. Talk about that group, and if you can, the offensive line. A lot of young guys, including some true freshmen, might start this year in Cantwell. How's that group come together for you in front of you and behind you?
Yeah, I think both groups have done a tremendous job. As far as protection goes, I think that I mentioned this earlier in the year. Coach Mirabal, he's always going to have the O-line coached up. So I'm not worried about a true freshman. If Coach Mirabal thinks he can play, he can play. And I trust him, Coach Mirabal, with my life. And same with all the running backs behind me. I think that Fletch, GP, Chris Wheatley, Marty Brown, Jordan Lott, like every single running back and our true freshmen, Javian Mallett, like all of our running backs can play this year and make a huge impact. So I'm super excited to get out on the field and play with them. But I think that, my front five and the backs behind me are going to have, exceptional years.
I can't wait. Listen, man, everybody's getting lathered up. Listen to this right now. Hey, Darren, I also wanted to ask you, so we go to Dolphin practices, and the NFL's a little different deal, and then we go to your practices, both spring and during when you guys start camp here pretty soon. Man, they're competitive, man. You guys, whether it's a one-on-one drill with the linemen or a defensive backs and wide receivers going at a one-on-one, does that take a while? Is that normal everywhere, as competitive as your practices are you've seen with University of Miami in spring football?
To be honest, I don't think so. I think the biggest difference is, we walk through, every team has walkthroughs, but when we walk through, like we are going at it, like, and it's not, it's supposed to be walk through tempo, but we are, I wish we were going a little slower, but we're just that competitive. And I think, iron sharpens iron. We've got great players on both sides of the ball, and they just drive, everybody else to get better.
Yeah. Hey, so living in South Florida, got to ask you that one. Obviously, you come down here. It's different than anywhere else. I don't know if you'd been here before when you were playing up at Duke. Taking a while to get used to the Coral Gables, South Beach. Have you had a chance to get out and see it a little bit?
Yeah, I have. My mom and I, we really enjoy, being by the beach. It's where we grew up. I'm from the Central Coast is what we call it. So, like 10 minutes away from the beach. And so I think I've, adjusted well. I think I fit right in as soon as I got on campus. But, I moved to Miami for the same reason as everybody else, is the weather. So
You know, it's funny because we talked about, we know money comes into play a little bit, but you looked at the talent. You talked about your best opportunity to get to the NFL. And I always wonder for you guys coming in as a transfer portal guys or even getting recruited out of high school, how much the guys go, man, this living in Miami, man, this is not bad. Small campus. And I mean, are you kidding me? People spend thousands of dollars to come down here on vacation. Does that come into play a little bit when you're making that decision and talking to your family?
Making that decision as far as
coming to Miami, just going, hey, this Miami thing, man, now that I've been down here, this is not a bad place to be.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Miami's a really fun spot to say the least.
Yeah.
But I think that what makes Miami special is the people there. I think, all my teammates, as soon as I got on campus, they made it feel like home. But I have, people outside of the organization who were extremely helpful in my transition. I had a realtor who was, helped me find a house and was, super helpful and just really a blessing. So I think just everybody in Miami has been, super special and has really helped me transition to a great spot.
Yeah, that's great. Darren, I hear you say your mom's down here, going to be down here with you too, some or a lot of the time?
Yes, sir.
That's great, man. I listen, I think it's great. First of all, the cooking's going to be, I guess mom's pretty good cook, huh? She can.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
hey,
I'm a mama's boy, so she does a lot
all right.
for me.
I think we all are a little bit. That's all right, Darren. Hey, man, that's a nice touch right there. Hey, man, it's been great talking to you. I really appreciate it. I think people are really excited. We haven't heard from you much, so getting a chance to talk to you a little bit, and I know you're as fired up as everybody. You all right with the expectations where they are for this team? Everybody's raving about this team, not only in the ACC, but nationally.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really pay attention to the expectation. We've got practice tomorrow, so I'm just trying to be exceptional at practice. I'm not really focused on what other people have to say about this team. I'm really just focused on the team itself.
Yeah. Hey, Darian, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. We'll see you soon out there. Great talking to you, and thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Darian Minsall, Canes quarterback, joining us to talk a little bit. Man, that's a grown-up dude right there, huh? He knows what he's getting into, and no surprise. We got more stuff to get to. That's fantastic. We're not done. Matter of fact, we're going to go to a South Florida guy. We come back. Mark Fletcher, I believe, is going to join us, and Mohamed Torre also going to join us coming up here in the 8 o'clock hour from American Heritage Plantation, man. We must have 5 or 6 guys from American Heritage Plantation on this team. It's crazy. Hey, right now I want to talk to you about Chill Zone Air Conditioning for just a second. Boy, I'll tell you what, you get frustrated with air conditioning companies. I do. What? Not on time, late, can't get a hold of people, just the frustration around. How about they come out and they tell you need a new air conditioning unit, and then somebody else comes out and says, no, you don't. I don't know who told you that. It's all over the board. Ends up being expensive. You're frustrated. I'll never go to them again. I can't tell you. Guy, I'll never go to those guys again. I get it. Well, that's why I want to tell you about President Melissa De Verona at Chill Zone Air Conditioning. Oh, my gosh. I had such a great experience a couple of weeks ago. Michael, send that man on and that truck out every time. He is fantastic. So are all the other crews that go out every day. And here's the best part. President Melissa De Verona takes all the calls, sends out everybody, whether you need a new air conditioning unit, the one you have needs to be repaired, duct cleaning, or anything else. They're about doing things the right way, on time, no surprises, and great people that have lots of knowledge about air conditioning problems. Bam! That's what it's all about. Matter of fact, give them a shot. If you're ready and you said, I've had it, give me somebody new. I know you're going to like Melissa and Chill Zone Air Conditioning. I know that for a fact. Go to chillzoneac.com. Call 786-378-2778. Hey, Chill Zone Air Conditioning. That's your new air conditioning company.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Loctite Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Loctite Impact, South Florida's top-rated impact.
Welcome back here to Charlotte, the Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour presented by Duffy Sports Grill rolls on. And, Joe, we have a very special guest here coming off quite a playoff performance. Running back of the Miami Hurricanes, Mark Fletcher, is here with us, Joe.
Wow, I got to tell you, this is fun. From American Heritage Plantation and Mark Fletcher Jr., 216 carries, almost 1,200 yards. He's still running, matter of fact. 5.5 average, 12 touchdowns, a couple more out of the backfield, catching the ball as well, and just a huge playoff run, all 4 big, big games, and he joins us today. Fletch, how you doing, bud? How are you?
Man, I'm so blessed to be here. Another day in paradise, man. Thank y'all for having me.
No, it's great to have you. And by the way, let's get right to the big one, man. As soon as the season was over, we're going, oh, man, this guy ain't coming back. Oh, this guy might. What made you – I thought we lost you. What made you decide to come back when you know the NFL's looking for big backs just like you?
Truly, I just didn't feel it in my heart. I know that my time is going to come one day, but my love for this university, the University of Miami, it just was still flowing. And the fact that I had another opportunity to come here again, and no hate to any fifth years, but, you know, this is my 4th year, my true senior season, and I just wanted to finish it off with Miami the right way.
You know, Fletch, it's funny. I thought you were a big part of a lot of guys from American Heritage Plantation there for a while. They weren't getting the top guys, didn't really want to come, and I felt like when you decided to make a decision, and if I'm not mistaken, Ohio State was all over, and I don't know if you verbally committed at first. You might be going there. But, boy, I thought when you went to Miami, if I'm off on this story, let me know. But when you decided, I thought that opened the floodgates.
Oh, no, it definitely did. But it was not only me who helped. Ruben Bain out of Central, he helped as well. But it definitely created that pipeline for guys. You know what, man, let's just trust what this guy is doing. But I just truly trusted what Cristobal was saying, his message, and man, I just didn't turn back, and I was ready to roll, ready to be a king.
Well, I got to tell you, that power running we saw throughout the playoffs, and I mean against all the big boys too. I mean, like Ohio State, we're going to run it here on this drive. Texas A&M, here we come. Even in the last game, you end up having a long run there, bouncing off guys. I can't imagine. Did you just feel like you got in a zone in your running game? You guys were so impressive against 4 of the best teams in the country.
Yes, sir. No, it definitely just started going our way. The guys started having more fun. Me, myself as well, just started having more fun playing ball. Like, nobody even wanted us to be there, but the fact that we had that opportunity, we wasn't going to take it for granted. Like, these we were living childhood dreams, kids who dreamed to be there all their life. So we were just out there having fun, and that's what was being displayed. A bunch of guys putting in hard work and having fun.
Mark, you obviously, you're a leader on this team. I think you are one of the few guys that's really good, that Malachi really looks up to, that can go over from time to time when he might have his head down for a split second. There you are right next to him, talking to him. Is both American Heritage Plantation guys? How's that relationship? It's got to be nice to have one of your guys that's younger than you from your school.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. That's my little brother, and just the mindset that he carries it's what makes me so drawn to him. It's like we damn near have the same mindset, even though he's younger than me. But he's definitely just, I guess he's followed the right way to lead the right way, if that makes sense. And man, just his journey of where he's going to go, it's amazing to just truly see. But yeah, I love having my brother there with me. True, at times when I'm down, he can pick me up. When times when he's down, I pick him up, and that's just how that relationship goes. And we love working hard with each other, and what better place to do it than to you?
Yeah. By the way, you haven't been down very much last year, both you two. There was no reason to be down the way that thing was going. So, all right, Fletch, so you come back, and I go, uh-oh. All right, Mark, you got 4 new offensive linemen, all the other guys in the NFL. So how do you feel after watching them in spring football? Some of them are young guys, but they look like the upside is ridiculous for Cantwell and some of these guys. But what are your thoughts on this new group and what this offensive line might look like?
There's so much good things I can say about each and every one of those guys because they've seen it. Yes, these are new guys, but they've seen how it should look They seen the hard work that they have to put in, and they're still the hardest working people in the building. Coach Mirabal, Coach Cristobal, they don't let those guys lack, of course, because, they're big old lineman guys. But now those guys are still some of the hardest workers, not some of the hardest workers there at the university, and it's definitely going to be displayed. Have extreme and ultimate confidence in them.
That had to be so fun last year when it was basically my TV was screaming in those playoff games, Fletch's going to get the ball. They're going to run it. They're going to run it, and they're probably going to run it inside, and there's nothing you can do about it. What is that like when you have that? It doesn't matter who you're playing. It didn't matter what it said on the back of the other jersey. What is that like?
Man, it's the best feeling in the world. It's the best feeling in the world, man. It's like that confidence that you build with each other and just how much work that you truly put in all together. And we all seen it. We knew that nobody would be able to, withstand that.
Yeah.
And so it was definitely just fun all the way to the end.
Mark Fletcher Jr., running back for the Miami Hurricanes, joining us, coming off just an unbelievable season. So, Mark, I got to ask you, man, the rotation is tough sometimes because you got a lot of guys, Brown, Lyle, Pringle. You got another guy coming in, looked great during the spring out of high school. Talk to me about playing time. How do you guys do you talk about it? You realize only one football, one carry, and you're the main man, and we'll work around it. So what's that like?
Man, it's I would say it's healthy. It's healthy for us. It keeps everybody that you have to be at your best, because I feel like anybody could go in there and start and do great things for this offense. But I feel as if we all are different. We all bring, something different to our game, which can help this team truly. So whenever anybody's number called, they're going to be ready to produce. And that's just the mindset that you have to have at Miami.
Hey, so now you've been around long enough to see three different quarterbacks here. You get Darian Mensah. We just had him on. Was out of spring football a little bit, and it looks like you don't miss much, man. He looks like he's on par with the other two. What are your thoughts on what you saw coming out of spring from your quarterback?
Man, he's a hell of a person, and just so hard working, just willing to just learn. And I make a joke all the time. This is the first time I had a quarterback at Miami that I'm older than. So I definitely feel like, in pass pro, I'm definitely going to just go harder for him. And man, he's just a great guy. He came in, it's kind of hard for guys to come in to be the QB to kind of try to take over that leadership role of a entire new team. But we just embraced him, and then he just came in just so humble, just so ready to work. And he's definitely, taking his level up in that leadership game. And I'm just excited to see what he does this year.
All right, so I love high school football, Fletch. I'm not going to lie to you. I drive by your high school all the time on my way to play a little tennis and stop by sometimes to see Mike and you guys and out there. So what has it been about American Heritage Plantation and this explosion, not only to the NFL, but the amount of guys going to D1 programs? And now, I don't know, there might be 5 or 6 guys on the roster right now from American Heritage Plantation. Never like that before. Talk about what has happened at American Heritage Plantation.
Shout out the head coach there, Mike Smith. He's the backbone. He's the behind the scenes and the front of the scenes of whatever that program has going for itself, because it's just the hard work that he builds, the foundation of just truly hard work and not getting comfortable, no complacency. Yeah. And I feel like just developing that mindset when you're coming in there 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, that's what produces these players that, creates these pipelines to go into these big colleges. And that's just what's being displayed right now. So shout out head coach Mike Smith, man.
Hey, that's the way you do it, man. A lot of recruiting going on around there. It's a good job by you, man. I like that. Hey, Fletch, before I let you go, I got to tell you, it is so great to see your mother out there, practice number 1. And I got to tell you, I was a big, big fan. I talked to you off the air about this, to your father, and love talking to him and having your parents, man. You're lucky. You have great parents, so it was great. And I wanted to tell you that, but if I don't get a chance to talk to you. Yeah. So anyway,
yes, sir. No, I'm truly blessed.
Hey, you have a great one, and thanks for being with us, man. Really great talking to you.
Yes, sir. Great talking to you as well. Thank you for having me.
All right, Mark Fletcher Jr., running back for the Miami Hurricanes, man. Almost 1,200 yards. Oh, God, man, he was a beast last year. Fantastic stuff. Hey, by the way, we're not done. Mohamed Touré is going to join us. We're going to talk to him. The middle line, the hard-hitting linebacker is going to join us in just a moment. We'll talk to him. Hey, need cash to pay off taxes, liens, judgments, IRS, high interest rates, second mortgages, credit card debt. Call Michael Kotze Mortgage, 561-441-2730. If you own a commercial or residential property with equity, call Michael right now. He can help you. Been helping Floridians for more than 30 years. It's about great service with Michael Kotze. Looking to buy a home today, he'll get you pre-approved with little money down. Now's the time to lock in before interest rates go even higher. Call him 24/7. You always get a hold of him. Call or text him, 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Stay there without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
WQAM, broadcasting live from the Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall Studios. Shop massive savings on a massive Chevy inventory, all backed by Morse at Edmore Sawgrass Chevrolet. Visit EdmoreSawgrassChevrolet.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Baseball coverage on WQAM is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. The Joe Rose Show is presented by Loctite Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Loctite Impact, South Florida's top-rated impact windows, doors, and roofing provider with thousands of 5-star reviews.
The Fighting Fish are heating up. Fresh off a record-breaking winning streak, the Marlins are the hottest team in the league. Now's the perfect time to tune in to Marlins TV and catch every exciting moment live. Visit marlins.tv today to subscribe.
The Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour is presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. Duffy's Sports Grill is a proud sponsor of local youth sports and partner of the Orange Bowl Youth Football Alliance and the Orange Bowl Festival.
Whether you're an athlete,
coach,
cheerleader, or the whole team, join us at Duffy's for special discounts and a guaranteed good time. For more information and to find your favorite Duffy's, visit us at duffysmvp.com. Duffy's, our game is always on.
When it comes to your home, every detail matters. Allied Doors, family owned by the Romanelli family since 1966. It's celebrating 60 years of craftsmanship, from custom designed garage doors to sleek impact rated glass, paired with premium LiftMaster systems. Yes, LiftMaster. Every installation is built for strength, style, and performance. Call 954-942-8550 and visit allied-doors.com. Mention this ad and get $300 off. Allied Doors, 60 years of elevating.
The Summer of Jeep is happening right now at Kendall Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Lease a 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, just $373 a month, or a 2026 Jeep Gladiator Sport 4x4, only $239 a month. We can beat any offer. Kendall Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.com.
Hi, Joe Skacki here for Williamson Cadillac. Miami moves to its beat. From brick on ice to ocean dry mornings, demanding elegance and presence, which Williamson Cadillac delivers. At Williamson, they're sure to have the new Cadillac you're looking for, the CT4, CT5, XT5, XT6, and the new all-electric Lyriq. Get the most out of the South Florida lifestyle in a new Cadillac from your premier luxury dealership, located on US 1, just south of the Palmetto. Williamson Cadillac. Williamson is Miami.
If you're still using a sports book to bet on the soccer tournament, you're getting robbed. Delete that app and join the millions using Polymarket. Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. Trade against other fans, not the house. Polymarket, your go-to prediction market for soccer's biggest stage. Available in all 50 states. Download the Polymarket app. Use promo code BLAZE to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code BLAZE. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility apply.
With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
Traffic on WQAM is sponsored by Lexus of Kendall and Lexus of West Kendall.
Your home for the best price on luxury. Now featuring the all-new Lexus TX 3-row SUV. In stock and on sale now. Call 305-KENDALL today.
Traffic starting to stack up this morning, traveling in Miami-Dade. The traffic report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach, the Palmetto southbound. You're slow from I-75 to Northwest 58th Street. Also seeing delays I-95 southbound from Northwest 125th Street to the Dolphin Expressway, and really tapping those brakes along Florida's Turnpike and northbound from Mile Marker 7 to the Don Shula Expressway. That's traffic. I'm Malia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
This traffic report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach, your home for watching the world's biggest soccer tournament live at Sunrise Stage. The Casino at Dania Beach has it all. Enjoy new exciting promotions, the hottest slots, great shows, multiple dining options, live poker, and simulcast. Plus, new members can win up to $5,000 in free play. Join the fun at the Casino at Dania Beach.
We've got plenty of ways for you to listen to your favorite shows and favorite teams on WQAM.
How is that, if I may ask?
We're at FM 104.3, or you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. Check it out now.
All right, welcome back. Here we are live in Charlotte at the ACC kickoff, part of Capital One Orange Bowl Media Tour, presented by Duffy's Sports Grill. Joe, we have another special guest sitting right in front of me here. Hurricanes linebacker Mohamed Toure is with us. Joe, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. Hey, Mohamed, thank you so much, man, for being with us. I appreciate it. And, boy, I'll tell you what, it's got to be fun for you being up there as the big dogs, as you know, coming off what you guys did a year ago. Any different feel this year compared to last year as far as going into this season?
How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing great, Mohamed. Thank you, man.
Appreciate you guys for having me on the show.
Yeah.
In terms of this season coming up, yeah, same mentality, attack every single day, and just continue to prepare for the season. We definitely have a different team. We lost a lot of key pieces last season. We brought a lot of new pieces in. So I'd say, just learning ourselves, learning our play style, our new play style, and then just coming together, and fitting as a team.
Yeah, I was going to say you lose your sidekick, Basaint, then Bain and Mesidor. Yeah. Scott and Thomas made so many plays in the secondary. Sometimes those hard, but you had a lot of depth, so a lot of guys in the transfer portal. So you feel pretty good about this defense having a chance to be as good as last year's?
I feel like we'll be elite. There's different pieces, but I feel like Coach Heatherman does a great job understanding his players and understanding our play styles and playing to our strengths. So I feel like this season will be an amazing season again. And I feel like you'll see a lot of different faces in there that you haven't probably seen last season or you probably haven't heard of, because we have a lot of younger guys that are dogs.
Yeah.
They're dogs, and they're going to play, and they're going to make some shake this season.
Mohamed, before we talk about those guys, I thought you had the play of the playoffs, man. I mean that. I was going back, and Woody and I on the show were talking about this yesterday or the day before. That hit on the goal line on 2nd and goal against Texas A&M, that guy holds on to that ball. That might be ball game, and instead you make one of the great hits at the goal line. Where's that rank for you, man? Such a huge play. I know it's not a takeaway. I know it's not an interception, but what a great hit when you needed it most.
Nah, facts. I feel like if you would have played anybody on our defense in that position last season, I feel like they would have did the same thing. Like, we were all hungry on that run. Everybody had the same mindset, killer goal, killer mindset, and just go out there and attack and play hard every single down. And I feel like you can see that in the way we were playing, the way we were swarming, and the way we were just attacking the ball.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it was definitely with Coach Heatherman, it was a different personality last year. I thought the tackling really got cleaned up too. Mohamed, do you feel like that? I saw a lot better open field tackling from all you guys.
Well, I don't really know how it was previously here in Miami because I wasn't here. But once I got here, Coach Heatherman did an amazing job, just emphasizing that in practice, emphasizing tackling in practice, emphasizing swarming to the ball, and just being like a pack of piranhas, a pack of sharks, like sharks in the water. When you smell blood, you're going to get them every time.
Yeah. Hey, so I was talking about Bain and Mesidor. You still got a bunch of young, talented guys that played a lot of football. Wilson comes in as a transfer portal, Lightfoot, Blunt. Jason Taylor tells me, Joe, they got the talent. Now they got to use it, but it's crazy talent. Do you feel that way when you look at those guys?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. You got Damon Wilson. You got Lightfoot. You got Ashari Charles. You got Third, Stroggins. We got so many guys that are elite talent and that can play at an elite level. And, you know, it's just putting it together for them, you know, helping them become consistent, helping them be, you know, professional. Get wiser and understand the playbook better.
Hey, so I want to ask you about Moten and Scott in front of you. Obviously, very important.
Dogs.
Everybody's talking about
Two
Scott
dogs.
really coming on. Tell me about that. Tell me how good they've looked and Moten coming
man.
back. Yeah.
Man, them boys this season, they are the best D-line in the country. They are the best 2 D linemen in the country. We have the best D-line unit in the country. I feel like we have the best everything in the country. I love my guys up front. I love who's playing in front of me, Moten and Scott. We got Quez. We got Keona. We brought in transfer pieces that are elite as well, man.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like our D-line, our front four is going to be elite this season.
Mohammed, you know today's going to be about you guys are the favorites, not only to win the ACC, to be one of the best teams in the country. You guys all right with that? How's the guys on the team treating that, being everybody's going after you?
That's rat poison. That's rat poison to us. And I don't really look at it as, you know, somebody's coming after us, because we hunt. We don't get hunted.
Okay.
We do the hunting. So I just feel like keeping that mindset, you know, and attacking every single day and just not looking too far ahead, because that's how you trip and fall on your face. Just taking one step at a time, one day at a time.
I'm always curious now. I love this because you've been around now and you played a lot of college football. Give me a couple guys to watch for coming out of spring where you said, oh, damn, this guy's going to be able to help us. Can you give me a couple of names of some guys maybe we don't know a lot about? Not the guys we already know about that were on the team last year, played well.
Honestly, I feel like it's a lot of guys. You got it's too many to name.
Okay.
Honestly, like we got so much talent on this team, and honestly, it's just about putting it together and putting the pieces in the right positions. And I feel like Coach Heatherman does a great job at that.
Yeah,
you know, he finds people's strengths and he puts them in the right places to make plays and to excel.
You know what's amazing to me, Mohammed, and I don't want to chew up all your time here. I'm always amazed at how many guys graduate from high school early to be there for spring football to compete against you guys have been around. I'm always amazed, man.
We got some pups. We got some pups that are dogs.
Yeah.
We got some pups that came in that just wowed me, honestly. Like they might not fully understand the scheme and they're still learning and they're still growing. And that's what happened when you come in early spring ball. You know, that's what you go through spring ball for. That's why they come in early, to understand and start to learn, you know, and start to go through the learning and growing pains and stuff. But these kids are talented, you know, and if they can put it together and understand, you know, just the game of football and our scheme and our defense, a lot of these kids will be elite.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of All-Americans in the next few years.
Yeah, man, it's going to be fun to watch. Hey, everybody's talked about the offensive line. What'd you see from the offensive line? A lot of new starters. You're facing them. You see them every day. What'd you think through spring football?
They're young, but they're getting better. They're growing. They are growing, and they are elite. Like, you got some big boys up front.
Oh, they
They're
do.
Physical. They play hard. They play hard. Coach Cristobal and Coach Mirabal do not let them slack at all, you know. And that's a group that's, you know, they just coming together. You know, spring ball was their first time with that group together. So no, they just growing as well, you know, learning each other, learning how to play together, learning how to call things together. But that's going to be an elite group as well.
You know, it's amazing, Mohammed, just watching the way you play, and I was watching your highlight reel last night. You play like a Miami Hurricane. You really do, whether it's practice or the hits you put on guys. I'm guessing Ray Lewis and all those guys that watch you play like that. That's a Miami Hurricane linebacker. Your practices that you guys have in general, did it take a while to get used to, or is that the way you knew Mario Cristobal was going to get after it every day?
So my old head coach and Coach Cristobal are really tight. So I kind of knew, you know, practices was going to be intense because at Rutgers practices was intense. But Coach Cristobal is definitely intense. You know, he wants things the right way. You know, and if they not that way, you know, he could get a little upset. So we try to make sure that we on point, you know, and we do things the right way and get things done. We definitely had to adjust to that heat, though.
Oh,
heat
yeah.
Joke.
Oh, no. I remember I came from California back here, same thing. I remember going, I better start eating a little more breakfast because, it's a little different staying hydrated back here. Hey, so I leave you with this one. How much can you learn from what you guys went through in the playoffs? I know there's a lot of new faces, but there's still a lot of guys from last year. Can you learn a lot from that?
Sure. Honestly, it was a lot to learn from, like the ups and the downs. Like you learn from your wins, but you learn from your losses as well. I learned from everything I just go through in life. And I feel like a lot of guys got some good experience during that run in the playoffs, and they got to experience that. Like we got to experience what it feels like to be in the college football playoffs, to go to a national championship. It didn't end how we wanted it to end, but we got the feeling. We understood what it took to get to that point, and then things that we can fix. So it's like, cool. Some of the guys that we brought in, they weren't there with us. But we're so close to these new guys that came in, and we so tight that they understand, you feel me, what we saying. They feel how we feel. Their energy towards it, you would have thought they was here with us last year. You would have thought they took that L with us last year too.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, man, it's going to be fun. Mohammed, thank you, man. It's been fun talking to you. Can't wait to come out and say hello to you during camp when it starts up and you're sweating and really tired, and I'll come up and give you a hard time. Thanks, man.
You guys. Thank you for having me on. Go Canes, baby. Go Canes.
All right. Mohammed Torre, talking linebacker, Miami Hurricanes, led the team in tackles last year and had a hell of a season, including the hit against Texas A&M down on the goal line. And next play gets intercepted. That's ball game. That was it. That's finding ways to win in the fourth quarter in those games, and almost did it, almost pulled it off in the national championship game. Anyway, man, this has been great. I hope Canes fans and everybody's enjoyed it. And you saw you listened to three of the leaders and the head coach. Appreciate them all coming on, and Cam getting us all taken care of here today to be able to have some of this stuff and talk a little bit about the Canes here. And then, man, before you know it, that's going to be starting up. Dolphins going to be in camp. High school football is going to be. By the way, the high school football, we got a bunch of teams playing nationally televised games, so they're getting ready. They'll be flying out of town playing some of the best teams in different states as well. So we got a lot of football right around the corner for you. But more importantly, today we have a World Cup, Argentina and England. Messi, one more time, 3:00 today. See what happens. That I don't know enough about it. I hope it's a good game. Hope it's fun to watch. Spain dominated France, man. They took the pretty right out of France, man. They just unbelievable. Anyway, we've got more stuff coming up here that we want to tell you about. Paul Tenorio is going to join us coming up, who has the Messi effect and is one of the top soccer writers in the country with The Athletic, and he's going to join us at 9:15, and we're going to talk a little bit about Messi and Argentina, and talk about the World Cup as well as the book. I love his book, man. It's been fun read and enjoyed it. Hey, we're going to go to break. We got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning, but first, before we do, it's time to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers. Man, I was talking about those trucks last night and talking about the Tahoe and the Traverse, the baby Tahoe, which is super popular. And whether I should downsize or not, I don't know, man. I keep going back and forth. Poor Chris is tired of hearing about it. Joe, what are you going to do? What do you want to do? I'm probably just going to stay in my Tahoe. I was so comfortable driving in today. I don't know, man. I'm confused between the two SUVs. Tell you what you're not going to be confused about when you go to the truck family at your South Florida Chevy dealers, whether it's a Chevy Colorado, where there's capability meets comfortable, all the things you could ever want, from a Colorado Custom to the ZR2. How about the Chevy Silverado, from the custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV? 10 models, 4 powerful engine choices. You know what that means to me? We have a truck absolutely perfect for you. Full-time working truck. Need a truck to still get the kids around, or on the weekends enjoy yourself a little bit, or some extra work. It doesn't matter. Silverado makes a truck that's perfect for you. They really do. Whether it's a powerful LTZ to Silverado HD, or just go to the biggest with the Chevy Silverado HD High Country. Whatever it is, man, we got a truck perfect for you right here in South Florida. 14 dealerships out South Florida. Chevy's got a Florida truck for you. Take a test drive, sit down, and get a great deal at your South Florida Chevy dealers today.
Hurricanes basketball. And now, the new home of the two-time World Series winner, Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen or DoralVW.com. The American League defeated the National League at the Major League Baseball All-Star Game 4-0. Otto Lopez went 1 for 2. Max Meyer did not play in the game. The Marlins restart the season Friday in Milwaukee against the Brewers. France fell to Spain 2-0. Today at 3, it's Argentina versus England. The Heat's principal owner, Mickey Arison, has been unanimously elected to be the next chairman of the NBA's Board of Governors, and Dolphins' Jordan Brooks was voted tied for 5th best off-the-ball linebackers in the NFL by the Associated Press. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Going to be hot, low 90s, with a slight chance of rain throughout the day. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
By the way, congratulations to Jordan Brooks. Shouldn't be a surprise. He's a hell of a player and arguably the leader of this whole group of players. Huddle him up last year, good, bad, never let guys quit. Everything you like or want to like about your players. I know we spend way too much time about the high maintenance guys, but he is special. He is special. I hope there's one contract left to get. I hope they can get it done. And I know I'm not trying to tell people what to do with their money, and we're on a tight cap, tighter than ever before since a lot of it's gone. But, I hope they can get something worked out because I'd love to have our veteran linebackers. And, of course, we got a second-round pick that's going to be in there as well. And you'll love to have all those guys for everything coming back here in a couple weeks. Everybody happy and ready to go with their contracts. And Brewer's done. Achan's done. We just got to somehow get – I'm sure he's had offers. He's just not happy with them and try and figure out. But led the league in tackling, man. That's not easy to do. Durability and production is what that is. As much as that guy has to hit for a living, and he is physical. So anyway, we got that. And, man, what a morning with Miami Hurricane players and sending their best for us to talk about the team and guys coming off really good years, from the leading rusher to leading tackler, new quarterback, a little bit of everything here today. So that was fun to have, fun to have and get a chance to talk to all those guys. And Darian Minsaw, Kane's new quarterback, and just get to know him a little bit. And they expect to win, man, just like we do. Just like we're sitting back talking, they're talking, and you can tell they've been coached up pretty well by Mario Cristobal, right? The rat poison and don't listen. It means nothing what everybody's going to stroke on how good we are. It doesn't mean anything till we go out and do it. It's true. Mario's got to fight off one thing that happens every year that I can remember going back. Somebody that's not supposed to beat him in the ACC beats him. They're not supposed to, but they end up losing. And there were two things that happened in those two games. Louisville, you just turn the ball over too much. Going up and down the field and turning the ball over. You can't do that. And the second thing against SMU was the penalties. All those penalties called plays back. And actually, people blaming Beck, and he had a terrible interception at the end of the game that still would have given him a chance, but you just can't have all the holding and guys downfield, offensive linemen downfield, and guys hitting guys early before, you just gave both games away. Those teams aren't supposed to beat you. And even after you turn the ball over 4 times against Louisville, you still have a chance to win it at the end of the game on the last drive.
I still think against
SMU, turn it over.
SMU, Lightfoot, that was kind of a ticky-tack call on the quarterback. I thought that could have gotten away and still won the game there too.
But you still you got, look, if they played the way they did at the end of the season, those teams are they're out of the game in the fourth quarter. They are. They're just And I give them credit after that SMU game. You know, sometimes it's fold the tent time around here in past years. They got serious about football, man. They went in and that Pittsburgh game, about 30-degree weather, early mid-30s. And you know what we say, and anytime a South Florida team goes in that chilly weather, we're in trouble. And they beat the you-know-what out of the Pitt Panthers. So got that going. Anyway, we've got more stuff to get to here this morning as Paul Tenorio is going to join us to he's got the book out, The Messy Effect, and great book, by the way, How the Global Legend Changed the Future of American Soccer. And it's really about MLS, and it's mostly about Inter Miami and the Moss brothers and everything else around it, and Messi's impact on the team, the growth, the value, everything. It's good. And this guy spent a lot of time with them, and he's covering the World Cup. So we're going to get into all that stuff with him coming up here in about 9 minutes from now. We'll talk to him. If you missed it, we'll have Mario Cristobal on. He was on for a while with us. We'll have him on towards the end of the show as well. We'll get to hear what Mario had to say about his team. Didn't want to talk about individuals, man. He likes to talk about team and competing, and we'll see what it looks like. He's not guaranteeing any jobs to anybody, except maybe a couple guys. I'm guessing those guys are all safe that were with him up there flying up on the plane today or last night. They're all going to be just fine. Anyway, besides all that stuff and everything we've talked about here, we also have the LeBron watch going on, and I hope we know something over the next.
How do you think he does it, Joe?
I think it happens in New York. He's doing a couple podcasts. He's got a bunch of stuff he's doing. He's up there with Fanatics for a couple days. Isn't that the place and time to do it?
So you think he makes it a big show?
I don't think as big as last time where, look at wherever he decides, somebody's going to be mad. So he's going to get ripped. And by the way, if he goes to Philly, they're going to call what do they call it? The ring chaser, chasing the ring chaser. He's going to get called out, which, by the way, he's trying to get a ring no matter where he goes. You think he's coming down here going, hey, Giannis, I just wanted to play with you. I was always a big fan, and bam, I've been on Olympic team with you. Hey, he thinks they can win. If he's coming down here, he thinks they can win.
Philly would be so weird, though, right?
I know. Why?
Because it's like It's like Shaq in a Celtics jersey. It's like Dwayne Wade in a Cavs jersey. It's the same kind of thing. End of your career, you're kind of done, and now you're just going to a random team that you have no ties to.
He's done, but even his drop-off is better than 80% of players in the league.
I agree with you, but if he doesn't win a championship in Philly, it's kind of a waste. At least if he comes back here, he reconciles with Pat Riley.
That's fine, bro. Everybody has said that thing. Pat's made it clear to everybody, brings it up. The relationship is great. They've talked. They've seen each other. The Laker thing Pat Riley did out there with the great teams that Pat Riley, they got honored. Pat Riley got statue out there.
It seems like LeBron and Pat Riley's relationship is fine. Like
you did a Woody on me though. You kind of brought that like look at I don't. If he decides not to come here, I'll be disappointed. But I'm like, you made the wrong decision. He's going to go to a good team, no matter what team. Cleveland's got a good team. I don't know if they're good enough to win it all, but they got a good team if he wants to go back home. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you one team I don't know if they got a shot is Golden State. Father Time might be too much. Unless those guys are going to sit out. How many games? They can't all sit out. They can't all play 55 to 60 games.
Yeah, it'd be the old-timer team, right? With him and Steph. And
now, don't
Draymond
get me
over
wrong.
there.
If they come out here and he's on that team in Golden State, I'd like to see it in person.
He always sits out down here. What's good with that? So does Steph. I went to a game last year. The Warriors
didn't even play.
Yeah, didn't even play.
Jimmy Butler didn't play. Because they had lost. Or I think they lost in Orlando the night before.
Something like that. They lost in Orlando, came down to South Beach. They went out, and then they missed the game the next
First
day.
thing you got to do now with certain guys coming to town, the worst thing that can happen for your fan base that goes to games, buy season tickets, is Orlando a game the night before. And because they do a lot of Orlando, Miami, back-to-back games for all these teams on the road, and we get screwed. because we're the second stop every time. We're on the way going south. So let's stop and just play Orlando first, and then nice quick flight. We can be down at a decent time at night.
Yeah, the NBA can't beat that. Guys missing games and stuff. They tried putting in the 65 games for the awards and stuff. Guys are still sitting out.
Yeah. What are you going to do? How much money are you going to take? Steph Curry and those guys are making $700,000-800,000 a game, $600,000 a game. A game.
Is there a way for the NBA to fix that? Like, these guys got to play.
We're going to talk about it. I don't know. I wish they just stay away from back-to-back games if it's going to be like this, but league doesn't want to do that.
I don't know. They're getting paid millions. They can't show up to work.
It's they're not feeling it, man. And now all this new stuff, sports science, if guys, sore and you can get injured, and it's a different time, bud. I got you. I hear what you're saying, but it's definitely a different time. Hey man, we gotta go to break. We're gonna talk a little soccer with Paul Tenorio coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll talk to him. Yeah, matter of fact, Messi, Argentina and England. Man, that ought to be a good one today. I'll tell you, it's a good one every day. Well, the bad news is I hope you never get hurt. Slip and fall, automobile accident, motorcycle accident, and it's not your fault, and you're in pain, and you got to get somebody to represent you. I want to tell you about Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah. That's where I think you should go. I'm looking out for you, and I'm looking out for myself because I know where I'd go. It'd definitely be the partners over there. Harvey and Gary would be taking care of me, and they should take care of you. Go to ConanJudah.com. You can see it. They're the partners of Conan Judah Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys, implantation. By the way, the same partners, can't say this a lot, who handle your case from start to finish. They're in all the ads that they do, TV and radio. But they're also the guys that actually, when you walk in or you meet them somewhere, anywhere in South Florida, matter of fact, they're going to handle your case. They don't bring a bunch of extra attorneys along with them. No, they're it. They're going to handle your case from start to finish. More than 35 years of experience, big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. See, they think communication's still important. They understand you're in pain. They understand you want updates on how your case is going and what it looks like. That's what these guys do, and that's what makes them special. Go to ConanJudah.com, read the reviews. You'll be impressed on what people are saying about them. And by the way, they don't handpick them. These are what people are saying when you get one-on-one service the way they give it to you. Go to ConanJudah.com, 866-FAIR-FEE. And remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do. I hope you're enjoying the big soccer tournament right now, better known as the World Cup. Man, it has been fun to watch. Spain yesterday taking care of that French show. That is officially done. And joining us this morning, Paul Tenorio, senior writer for The Athletic, covering soccer, does a great job. And the new book, The Messi Effect, How the Global Legend Changed the Future of American Soccer. Paul, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, I appreciate it. I got to ask you, man, I'm a big fan. I've been saying this book, you guys got to read it. Are you getting good feedback from what I thought was a really nice insight to Inter Miami and what's going on with Messi?
Yeah, no, it is. It's been great. It's been great feedback from people around the business, whether it's, owners in MLS, executives. I think everyone in the league kind of knows that this is a critical moment in time for Major League Soccer, that Messi kind of helped to spark really important conversations that needed to happen around this World Cup. And so, there is this belief that there's finally some momentum towards getting something done. And I think, I don't want to take too much credit, but laying everything out in a book for people to read, I think reinforced those ideas for a lot of people who work in and around American soccer.
Yeah, I always wonder when you get all this great information behind the scenes, does anybody go, yeah, well, it kind of lets you see it, or I told you that, but I didn't think you were going to write about it. Do you ever get any of that either from maybe one of the Moss brothers or something, or was anybody like, I wish you wouldn't have put that in there? You ever get any of that?
Yeah, not as much from the Moss brothers, but yeah, there certainly have been moments where you talk to somebody and they say, "Oh, like I wasn't sure if that was going to make it or not." But I think overall it's eased a little bit more from being in a book versus when it's in an article, and maybe you have a conversation and it ends up in the Athletic the next day or a couple of days later, and they feel like the heat comes right away. But yeah, there's always a little bit, because look. It's not a glowing endorsement of the decisions Major League Soccer has made. So the people who have come out and spoke to that a little bit, I think, they probably got a little bit of heat about it, and let me know they got a little bit of heat so that I know that they stuck their necks out. But I appreciate all the people that did that, because we are at this moment in time where we're kind of walking the line is no longer the right way to do this. Things have to be changed. Things have to happen. And I think enough people were willing to talk about that it made the book stronger. And I think one of the big things is now there are more people willing to come out and talk on the record with me about how MLS needs to change. And I think that's a direct result of the book as well.
Yeah. Paul, it's all good stuff. And I got to tell you, I got to get into this American men's team, and you saw what happened. It was kind of a love affair. They were going on. It looked like they're playing great. And then all of a sudden, they lose this game 4-1 to Belgium, and Christian Pulisic is target number one from a guy I know that was part of your book, Landon Donovan and Tim Howard and some other guys. And it wasn't just about the soccer. It was about off the field as well. What'd you think of the comments? Did he take too much heat for what happened to that team?
Yeah, I mean, I think that he certainly became a little, I don't want to call him the scapegoat. Look, he's the star of the team, and this was supposed to be his World Cup. This was going to be his legacy-defining moment. If he could have had a big tournament, it would have put him in the conversation with Landon Donovan and with Clint Dempsey as the greatest U.S. men's national team player ever. When you look at what he's done in his club career, he's the best American soccer player from the club level without even any question at this point at only 27 years old. So there's enormous disappointment around the fact that he didn't produce in this World Cup. And part of that is because of injury. He missed the Australia game. He only played half of the Paraguay game. And then he left the knockout game. But I think it is a fair criticism to say when your star player doesn't produce, that's part of sports, man. If you don't step up in the big games, you're going to get called out for it, whether you're the quarterback of a team in the playoffs, Tony Romo, or whether you're the star player in a World Cup. So, and the off-the-field stuff, I think that's just accumulation of many, many years of Christian Pulisic kind of being somebody who's a little bit more standoffish. He's not as quick to connect with people, doesn't really, I think, fit his personality. I think this is who he is. And he's rubbed people the wrong way for a long time. And I think, that's also part of it. That goes back, you go back years and years and years of people who don't connect with media members, don't connect with others. And it does end up having some sort of impact on how people perceive you or talk about you. But I think the criticisms of Christian on the field are totally valid and totally fair.
Well, I was a little surprised. I was on this France, of course, not the most knowledgeable soccer fan in the world, but I thought this France team was just going to, was so athletic and so talented. Mbappe was playing so well, and then Spain just chewed them up yesterday and shut them out. Did that surprise you a little bit, or did you see that coming with Spain?
I mean, I would say yes and no. I agree with you. France is the most talented team in this tournament by far. They have a forward line that would be the envy of any team in the world, international or club level. And you expect that type of team to run all the way through the tournament. But I was at the Belgium-Spain game, and I watched this Spain team that is so methodical, so calm, so collected. They never panic in any moment. They constantly have control of the game. And they have a roster that's filled with talent and one of the stars of the sport in Lamine Yamal. And yet this is a team that doesn't operate as though it's star-driven. It is very team-oriented. They're very in control of the game at all times. They keep possession so well. They have so much quality that there's never any sort of concern when they're facing a good team because they can always pass their way out of trouble, pass their way out of a press. And so I wasn't surprised because those are the two best teams in the tournament by a wide margin. And I think a lot of people have correctly said, I think that the champion of the World Cup would have come out of that semifinal. I still expect now Spain to win the World Cup. But I think how well they shut France down was a little bit surprising. Another shutout just speaks to the quality of the Spain team.
Incredible. Hey, okay, we got another fun one today. As you said, England and Argentina, speaking of Messi. What do you expect in this one?
This is a really, really tough challenge for Argentina. You know, England is a stacked squad, a lot of talent. They're playing well. You know, Jude Bellingham seems to have the idea that he's going to carry this team all the way to World Cup glory. So they have the types of players, two of them, and Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham, that are capable of winning a game at any moment. And so Argentina is going to have to play its best game of the tournament. You know, they've had an easier path to this point. But I will say there is something to be said as you look at Spain about a team that has a firm identity and a belief in how they operate. And that is the real strength of this Argentina team. Yes, they have Messi, who's capable of winning a game at any moment, but they believe in the group and they all are fighting for the same thing. And so they're going to have to just kind of lean into that identity that's been so good for them dating back to 2022. But you know, as I'll repeat, they're going to have to play their best game to beat England today, because they can't afford any mistakes against a squad that is very capable of punishing you at any moment.
Hey, Paul, so you cover it. You see it up close, this American stuff. I did want to ask, where are we right now with the American soccer, in your opinion, after the tournament we just had and the way it ended?
Yeah, I think unfortunately it kind of took all the momentum that had been gained for the sport, for American soccer specifically, and it tanked it a little bit with the way that they played against Belgium. It's not as though they lost the game. They got beat handily in that game. They played their worst game in years, frankly, that I've seen them play. And so as far as the reputation of American soccer, I think it remains in the same place where they have a lot of work to do to convince people that American soccer is better or different than what people perceive it to be. And honestly, I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because, as I wrote in my book, like, Major League Soccer needs to be held accountable. It needs to change. The domestic league and the health of the domestic league is directly linked to the success of the national team. And the lack of depth on this U.S. team partly falls on the shoulders of Major League Soccer. So I think the pressure needs to stay on this league, these owners, to improve the product that they put on the field, improve the ceiling, to lift the ceiling for domestic player development by improving the quality of Major League Soccer, to really start to push this thing forward. And I think also there's a lot of responsibility that falls on the executives of U.S. soccer to get more back involved in youth development and coaching education in a stronger way. And also to think about where they want to put their investment. They spent $8 million on Mauricio Pochettino as the coach. They kind of went all in on this tournament. You know, is that where the money should be spent right now? Should it be spent on the head coach of the U.S. men's national team, or should all of the money and the resources be put into youth soccer, youth development, fixing the things that need to be fixed at an infrastructure level. That doesn't give you as much of a short-term lift, but the goal should be the long-term health of American soccer. And so I hope that it's forcing some very difficult conversations all across the landscape.
Don't worry, we'll put Jorge Mas in charge of that bad boy. We'll watch some butts get kicked around, man, starting down here. It'd be great. Hey, Paul, it's been great having you, man. And the book, I've been pumping it up, telling everybody they got to get it because I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. A lot of Inter Miami stuff. And we just don't know this guy that's 39 years old that still is playing like the greatest player of all time. So you opening up some stuff with him, I thought in the book was fantastic. So thank you so much, bud. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for reading it and pumping it up and for having me on the show.
All right. Paul Tenorio joining us this morning. The Messi Effect. Want a nice little read, learn more about the Moss family, Beckham, and how serious they are with Inter Miami, not just being one of the best teams here, but one of the best teams in the world. Hey, we got more stuff to get to, though. We've got talk a little bit with Mario Cristobal coming up, but before we do, real quickly, hey, Marlins are on fire this summer. You know that. Fresh off a record-breaking winning streak, unbelievable June, great start to July. Perfect time to tune in to Marlins TV and catch every exciting moment. With a Marlins TV subscription, you can stream every game this season live wherever you are. Doesn't matter. Don't miss the action. As the Fighting Fish, just keep it going here. Try to stay in that not only wild card, but make a run at the National League East. Visit Marlins TV today to subscribe.
The